Let's roll. The late night anger management class has begun. The pimps, the players, the hustlers, the people that bust them, and everybody else in between, from Costa Rica to California, Montreal to Minnesota. The Twisted Tuesday has begun. We're gonna talk basketball. We're talking football. Joe Lisi is gonna hop up and in a couple of moments' time, but I know we've got a lot of degenerate gamblers amongst us that want to lay it down on some late night basketball. We've got college basketball. We've only got one game in the NBA tonight. It's kind of a light night in the NHL this evening. We've been killing. We've been motherfucking killing it in the NHL. For some reason, I bet football. I've got all this money tied up in the MAC, and I don't know. We'll see what happens. We need touchdowns. We've got it. We've got action on all three MAC games. And basically, look, the over in the Eastern Michigan game is hit. But we can still win the Ball State game, and we can still win the Akron game, and there's about 9 minutes left in these football games. We've got the Lakers and the Bulls. That game goes off at about 35 minutes time. Lakers laying 5.5. I like the Lakers in this spot. I don't love the Lakers in this spot. It is what it is. It's the Lakers and the Bulls. Like I said, it's not the most glamorous board. Yeah, we just did cash a nice play. For those of you that follow us on Twitter, you saw that we posted at halftime, take no goal in the TFC Columbus Crew game. Never in doubt. And when I say never in doubt, for the love of God, I don't know how Columbus didn't score. I think they hit the crossbar. Like, once they had an open motherfucking net. I was like, wow, that's toast. It's like I should have cashed it out. And I was plus 240, and they were offering like double the money at one point. I was like, man, this is getting pretty risky. And Columbus were all over them. Yet TFC survive. Scoreless draw. Scoreless draw. So, yeah, it was nice to hit a plus 240 along the way. Hey, listen, we hit a plus 150 tonight on the Philadelphia Flyers. We just hit a plus 240. The moral of the story is, do not be afraid to bet on underdogs. I used to be a big favorite guy, and I get caught up in it too much. I looked at this tonight. I'm looking at the Vancouver Canucks. They're playing good hockey. The Philadelphia Flyers aren't. I'm getting plus 145, plus 150. Not overthinking things. St. Louis Blues, 15-5. 15-5 hockey team, only minus 40 cents or 45 cents against an overrated Edmonton Oiler team. Yeah, we ended with a bang last night. I appreciate that, Asho. We hit the Utah game as well. I have most of my success in the late night hours, guys, to be honest with you. So it's nice. We just hit that plus 240 right now. We hit a plus 150. But, yeah, Michigan last night was disappointing, man. I thought we were going to hit it. I jumped on the in-game over as well after we got off the air here with you guys. But, yeah, man, fucking LSU just wouldn't go away. LSU just wouldn't go away, man. And, puts us in a tough spot this evening. How do we handle this game tonight? And you've got LSU and Notre Dame. There's two ways of looking at this. You can say, look, LSU played well last night. They were getting 6, and they beat Michigan outright. You can say, look, Michigan and Notre Dame are very comparable teams. Yeah, you can also say that was a massive win. Anybody that watched that game last night, it was an emotional, draining game. I think it was a pretty taxing game. I think Notre Dame are better than LSU. I don't want to get carried away with LSU. They got a bunch of good, young, raw players, but they were pretty good last night. I'm looking at Pepperdine. We fell short with Pepperdine last week, but they're hosting Oral Roberts tonight. That's the game that I've got my eye on, Pepperdine. PC Cash asking about the Lakers and the Bulls. it's a crap-ass game, right? So it's far from, strong play on either side here. But the fact of the matter is the Chicago Bulls are a terrible road team. Like, I really don't I don't really see how you can make an argument for the Bulls on the road. They're 1-7. They're 1-7 on the road. Now, we should note that they're 4-4 against the spread on the road. Yet, this is 5.5 points. So the fact that they're 1-7 on the road, we can say, all right, they're not winning this game most likely. They're probably not winning this game. Now, as far as the Lakers are concerned, they're 5-5 at home. The Lakers have played some tough teams so far this year on their home court. They're 5-5 against the spread on their home court. LA Lakers average 109 points a game on their home floor. They give up 100 points a game. 108 on their home floor. Chicago score 100. Chicago have a hard time scoring. They've got Markkanen. I like Markkanen a lot coming out of Arizona. I'm not surprised. He's playing better, I guess, than I even thought. But I like this kid. I thought he would be a good NBA player. And he is a good NBA player, coming off his career high 26 points, 13 rebounds. But the moral of that story is he had 26 points and 13 rebounds. They still lost to the Phoenix Suns anyways. They don't have a lot of players. Chris Dunn is all right. Markkanen's all right, but he's a rookie, which leads us into Lonzo Ball. But whatever. Lonzo Ball's not the Lakers. Lonzo Ball's just a media circus. Ingram's actually playing some good basketball right now. Kuzma's good. The Lakers just have more players than the Chicago Bulls do. And, Lakers can't say that about a lot of teams, but the Lakers aren't brutally terrible. They are 7-10. The Bulls are pretty bad at 3-11. Although it's a good thing that big man on campus is crushing that college basketball. And, man, he's really killing it, guys. But I'm glad that he is, because I know he'll have the money to pay me, because there's no way in motherfucking hell the Lakers are making the playoffs. But I do like the Lakers tonight. And we'll ask you to give us a like, give the thumbs up for Sportsbook Review right now. Support the free content that you get by supporting Sportsbook Review, by giving the shows a thumbs up, by following Sportsbook Review on their social media accounts, and, of course, even more importantly, going over to sportsbookreview.com, picking out a sportsbooks that's right for you, and then pulling the trigger and beating the book. All right, so we're going to talk some college football. We'll keep our eye on these football games. Motherfucker, man. We need motherfucking Akron to score, man. They're winning by 10. That's not good enough. That's not good enough. We just need one touchdown. The Ball State game, well, I almost deserve it. I've got Ball State plus 18.5. They're down by 21. I didn't go crazy on it. It's the MAC. And, like I said on the TV show today, this college football today was as bad as it motherfucking gets. Joe Lisi loves college football, and I think even Joe's like, oh, this card. But no, Joe Lisi will find a way of being enthusiastic about this.
What's up, Gabe? How are you?
Well, we got to boot our first person out of the chat here. Bye-bye, Gio-Rod. All right, bye-bye, Gio-Rod. And we welcome Joe Lisi to the program. Hey, Joe, how you doing, buddy?
Gabe, another great week ahead of us. Thanksgiving week. This is what it's all about, isn't it? I know in Canada you celebrated it a month ago, but turkey football, does it get any better?
Yeah, that's right. We actually we have 2 Canadian Thanksgiving Day games as well. We do, except the games are on Monday. The games are on a Monday. Hey, listen, I've said it before and I'll say it again, and I stand by this, Joe. I think Canadian Thanksgiving makes more sense in October. You know, you got to travel and see relatives twice in that short of amount of span? So what, all these people travel for Thanksgiving, and then, all right, I'll see you in 4 weeks at Christmas time. You know, we Canadians have it right, man. We do fucking October, early October, and then Christmas, you know, a couple of months later. Late November, and then Christmas again. That's too much, man. It's too much.
It is. And then if you have a brother like me that has a birthday in between Thanksgiving and Christmas, now you got extra parties, extra gifts. You're always tipping into the wallet. So it just never ends at this time of the year. You know, you need to hit action each and every week, right?
Yeah, now's the time of the year that people start drinking more, too. You know, I don't drink much anymore, but I got hammered at a Canadian Football League game the other day. I ended up losing my cell phone. It's a fucking disaster. My computer doesn't work. You know, I'm still like looking through my house trying to like just pray that I can stumble upon my phone somewhere. But I don't know. It's been 48 hours, man. It's like one of these sort of like TV show 48 hours show. After 48 hours, it's a fucking cold case, man. You know?
Well, let me ask you this, because, you know, I know you're a big Canadian football guy, and so am I. I mean, I put it on, but I don't know all the personalities like we know in New York, and obviously with CBS with JB Brown and Strahan. You got Boomer Esiason. Those cats on TSN, Gabe, they are dressed to the nines for CFL, right? They're wearing the bow ties. They got the just like me with the hanky on a Saturday. I mean, they are darting on a TSN.
I'll tell you what, the TSN CFL panel, they take this shit more serious than the Berlin Symphony Orchestra.
Right? That's what it's
not serious. Like, forget about NFL serious. Like, it's a whole other level. It's funny because CFL fans are the biggest lowbrow. Like, put it this way. Like, you know, I took like 300 fucking pictures at the CFL game the other day. They're like, they're fans of like mine, and it's like wrestling fans. Everyone's smoking weed in the stadium. Like, it's a lowbrow blues fest, the CFL game. But the announcers on TSN, man, these motherfuckers take it as serious as possible.
I mean, they got scarves on. I mean, one guy had a bow tie. It was pink. I mean, he looked sharp. Let me tell you, if the guy was single, he was getting more ass than a toilet seat.
Yeah. Matt Dunnigan,
right.
Former Raging Cajuns, one of the analysts. Milt Stiegel.
Right, Milt Stiegel.
Yeah.
Milt Stiegel was a Winnipeg Blue Bomber, wasn't he?
Yeah. Milt Stiegel, great wide receiver.
Out of Georgia Tech.
Yeah, Milt Stiegel. And, you know, great, solid analyst as well. We might have Damon Allen on our show in a couple of days, actually. Cal State Fullerton, but Damon Allen, Marcus Allen's brother. Damon Allen, a motherfucking star. I think he's thrown for more yards than anybody in pro football history, actually.
I think he has, too. He's up there. I mean, for Toronto, he lit it up. I mean, Marcus Allen, when he was with the Raiders and lighting it up with KC, his brother was doing great things in the CFL.
Hey, settle down, Drew. Drew's taking pot shots at the CFL. Settle down. No, the CFL is massive. For the most part, like, listen, the CFL gets good ratings in Canada during the regular season. But it's hardcores and bettors and, you know, hardcore football fans. But it's bizarre. The Grey Cup is just sort of that one time a year where everybody – it's like the Super Bowl – you know, except, you know, even more hardcore somehow. Like, everybody in the motherfucking country watches. You know, like, if you get basically like 30% of the country watches a big game. And with Toronto being in the game this year against Calgary, the TV ratings will be massive. And forget about Georgia and Florida being the biggest cocktail party. There's no booze fest like a Grey Cup, trust me.
Oh, without a doubt. Plus, it's cold weather. That's what I like about the CFL. I mean,
we don't pussy out. Fuck, we get pissed off when it's in the dome. Although, you know what, with global warming and everything, it's fucking warm now, right? There's no more cold weather anymore.
Yeah, I don't know what you're at. We're at about 55 in New York, New Jersey. It's balmy at this time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not like real wood. Yeah, hey, Ball State, did Ball State just score a touchdown?
I don't know. I got the Akron game on, and I'm pulling for my boy.
Oh, me too. They're on the 9-yard line. Give me one more touchdown. Give us a touchdown here, Joe. Yeah, great job on college football today with Rich Sermonello. Of course, I joined the boys. every Saturday morning on the Fantasy Sports Television Network. But Terry Bowden, friend of the show.
Yeah, I just, if they win this game, they'll win the East, which means they're going to the MAC championship game, Gabe. I know a lot of people want to know if they can get this touchdown in, but I just want them to hold the lead here.
I'm like a booster. Yeah, I know. Just winning the game doesn't do it for me here. That's where you get the, oh, yeah, good job, coach, as opposed to, hey, here's a gift certificate for the steakhouse.
Right. Well, let's hope they get it for you. If you're on Akron, we'll root it in and want you to win here. But he's done a fantastic job. I mean, when he took that program over in 2012, they were 2-22 overall. They were the worst program in FBS, and they lost.
They're not going to get it in. No.
I don't know. They got a timeout left. Here.
Oh, come on, Bowden. Hey, listen, your father would do this. They didn't do it. No, fuck me. Fuck, man. Bobby would have punched that shit in, man.
I'm on a delay, I think. I'm on 2nd and goal here. Did you watch?
Yeah, they're walking off the field. Fuck. First fucking Mackey's title since 2005.
Yeah, and you know who the quarterback was in 2005, right? Charlie Fry.
Oh, yeah, Charlie Fry. Yeah.
Charlie Fry, back in the day, man. Let me tell you. That's the last time they had he brought the victory over Utah State a couple of years ago. That was their first bowl win since they actually made it to a bowl in 2005. They haven't won on the FBS level. So he's done a fantastic job, turned it around. They had some quarterback issues last year, but he's got the ship right. And he's got a great staff. I mean, he's got Chuck Amato as the defensive coordinator there.
I don't know. I can never listen to the chat. I look at the chat and someone says, oh, Ball State scored a touchdown. And it's like they didn't score a touchdown. Fuck. I swear, you guys, like, come on, man. It's constant with that shit. Fuck, that's frustrating. I did see they were on the 3-yard line, but I will give whoever said it a little bit of benefit of the doubt because I've noticed that both CBS Sports and ESPN.com have been motherfucking whacked with their scoreboards all night long, man.
Terrible.
Earlier in the night, man, they said it was 30-7 for Akron. I'm like, it's not 30-7. It's fucking, it's not. Like, all night they've been wrong with their fucking scores.
You know why, Gabe? Because they're slashing. So they have interns that don't know how to understand the college game. They have people, when I used to work at ABC, they used to have people on the press box giving you the wrong team that scored. We used to have to do it manually, call the press box.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? It's horrible. Just texting.
Yeah, it's amazing. I don't know. Yeah, you're right. It's total Mac. I guess they just got a bunch of dumbass fucking kids up there in the Mac. Calling it. Oh, no, wait. Like, I don't know what the hell it is. Like, it's baffling, but, they do it. They've been wrong for college basketball. It just seems to be a little bit of a problem as of late. I don't know. I can't explain it, but it's pretty frustrating if you're a betting man and you look at these scores and these updates and they're wrong half the time now.
It's horrible. I know. I'll give you. You want to hear a funny story? When I was working for ABC this is going back 2001 for Cal. Okay, Cal. The quarterback was Kyle Bowler, and the running back was Joe Igber. Okay, and they were playing UCLA. And literally, I had the game, doing the game statistician-wise for John Saunders and the crew. So I had to call that press box literally every 10 minutes when there was a score. So literally, they fell behind. They were playing either UCLA or Washington. I had to call this press box literally like every 2 minutes because they couldn't stop anybody. It was a girl that didn't understand who was the home team. I said, so who scored for UCLA? What team is that? I go, wait a minute. Do you go to Cal? She goes, yeah. I go, do you know what the school colors are? She goes, no. I go, your school colors are gold and blue. She goes, oh, okay. I said, who scored? She goes, I don't know. I go, well, who has the ball now? Literally, then I got so frustrated. I told her, I said, listen, let me ask you this question, because I was calling up every 2 minutes because it was touchdown, 58 yards. It was like Skip Hicks, 58-yard touchdown, even though he wasn't there. It was like literally every 2 minutes. I said, let me ask you a question. Do you go by the practice field? She goes, yeah. I go, Does the team even practice? Because they're not playing a stitch of defense. They can't stop anybody. And it was like the most ridiculous, frustrating thing. You were talking about press boxes and talking to people and interns that don't understand the game of football. It was horrible.
Yeah, and she's getting like $150 too to fucking call this shit in, you know?
Yeah.
Getting a free
horrible.
No,
horrible.
I know. I used to be in the press box of the Montreal Expos, and my buddies did that.
Right.
You know, for ESPN, CBS, they were stringers, and man, these guys took it seriously. They're accurate as fuck. Like you said, for baseball, you have to be on the phone. You know, ball, strike, you know, like, as you stated, each manually, manual. Oh, God, I forgot. Our chat's lighting up with fuckheads tonight because the Lakers are playing. Like, there's a common pattern. Every time the Lakers play, for some reason, all these shithead YouTube people come out asking where the fucking stream is. And it's unbelievable. Like, I'm looking up. I'm like, what's going on tonight? Why are there so many random fuckheads here? And I'm like, oh yeah, the Lakers are playing. And no, it really is unbelievable. Like, Gabe, how the Lakers are associated with fuckheads. Fuck.
You know, I love doing the videos, and you love doing the videos. We do the videos for SBR. We do our own, right? I put out the picks video. So the last couple of weeks, I've been under 500. I went 4-3 last week. I got guys telling me to fuck my mother, go screw your mother, go.
Oh yeah. YouTube classy. Yeah. What do you have?
Go screw your mother.
Hey, me personally, I don't care because as long as they give us the hit, right? As long as we get the view.
Funny. I think it's funny. I love riling these guys up. Go screw your mother. I mean, it's like some of the shit that's on YouTube, man. It's great. It's great.
Yeah, it pretty much proves that democracy doesn't work. To be honest with you. You know what I saw? There's a net neutrality thing today. And I'm not down with net neutrality. I know it's bad, but if people have to actually pay, maybe some of these fucking trolls will fucking like disappear. You know, they don't have any money. They won't be able to afford to get on, right?
Oh man,
it's sort of like the internet's going to become like a tier of cable.
It will be. You're right. You're right.
It's sort of be like, all right, hey, you watch ESPN all the time, ESPN.com, or you're watching YouTube all the time. That's going to be another $7 a month, buddy.
Right.
That's nothing's free. They're gonna. It's coming. That's what it's coming down to.
Right. It's like an a la carte TV, right? Almost like Sling TV, YouTube TV. Actually, I tried them all. The best one I've tried for all the college games, especially like during college. I'm sure it's great for college basketball. YouTube TV is phenomenal in terms of the stream. You never lose it. It never go. It's never intermittent at all during college football. It's fantastic.
Yeah, well, don't tell people this because this is how these fuckheads end up here somehow, looking for these games on YouTube. All right, for the record, fuckheads, no, we are not showing the Lakers game. Does this look like a fucking streaming site, you pieces of shit? Go to a streaming site and go fuck yourselves. Get out of here. And for the record, for all you real people, yes, I'm on the Lakers. Laid the points with the Lakers, and I like the over of the basketball game. Lakers and the over, and I'm on a Pepperdine wave, and I like Notre Dame and LSU to go over the number. All right. So Joe, college football rankings came out tonight. No massive surprises. Auburn, has an opportunity to shake things up, playing Alabama this week, but Wisconsin still on the outside looking in, but no reason for the Badgers to panic right now. Due to the fact that Miami and Clemson are going to be playing each other. That's going to take care of it. So ultimately, really, if Wisconsin wins out, they will get in. If Oklahoma wins out, they will get in as well. I think Alabama's going to beat Auburn. We'll get to this momentarily, but what was your take on the rankings tonight?
Yeah, I think it'll play out the way it is. I mean, I have no problem with Miami being number 2 or leapfrogging Clemson. I think Clemson has a difficult matchup against South Carolina, who's 8-3 this coming weekend. Miami plays Pitt on Friday. So, I mean, if all things being equal and both teams win out, it'll be taken care of in the ACC championship game. So I really don't have a problem with that. I think what's really intriguing is, should Auburn knock off Alabama, they'll go to the SEC West championship game and face Georgia. Now, if Georgia wins that rematch, then we have a big problem because which team from the SEC? You could argue it's Auburn. You could argue, Auburn would have knocked off Alabama and loses in a rematch. to Georgia. So I understand championship game and championship caliber, Georgia would have the inside edge, but there's a lot of controversy that could really play out. I mean, especially if some of these 2-loss teams get thrown into the mix here after championship weekend.
You're right. And they're going to get the benefit of the doubt, though, right? I mean, and, it's funny, the SEC, how good is the SEC for real? And are Clemson getting too much of a benefit of the doubt? Are Clemson overrated, Joe? They could be. I mean, they lost to Syracuse.
Yeah, they could be. I mean, I just think from a defensive perspective, they still have the most complete defense in college football. Their ability from a defensive front seven to really challenge quarterbacks and more importantly, to run sideline to sideline, I think is better than Alabama's defense. And even the quality of competition that they played, they proved that they can win on the road in tough environments. I mean, you look at that road game against Lamar Jackson, even though it was Louisville, they're down this year. Lamar Jackson, one of the most dynamic quarterbacks in college football. And when they played him, I mean, they were still only had one loss on the year. So I think you can't take away from Clemson's body of work. They did lose to Syracuse. Syracuse has been a better team this year in terms of challenging teams, not so much wins and losses. But I still think Clemson deserves to be there. How good is Alabama? We'll find out. I mean, going on the plains in Auburn in a rivalry game with so much at stake, I mean, this will really test the resolve of the Alabama Crimson Tide this coming Saturday.
Yeah, but they've proven their resolve over the years. And that's the thing. I look at this in two ways. I think Alabama are vulnerable, Joe. I mean, the fact of the matter is Dan Mullen, and, we cashed out plus the points. The fact of the matter is Dan Mullen, didn't do a very good job late in that football game, giving his kids a chance to win, I don't think. And Alabama were definitely on the ropes. But Alabama have been on the ropes a couple of times over the years, and they, for the most part, they'll find a way. The question is, can Auburn step up to this level? They did against the Georgia Bulldogs, but can they do it against Alabama in a situation like this? The spread keeps climbing. It was 3. I thought it was a little low. I wish I jumped in on it 3. I generally do bet on Auburn in this football game because I'm getting points, but I like Alabama this week.
Yeah, I mean, I don't again, if I was taking, I would take the dog here. Again, I don't have a strong opinion about this game. Alabama's won 3 straight over the Tigers by 15 points per game. I think the one thing that you look at this matchup is Auburn playing at home, and the fact that Auburn does have a balanced offense this year, not as dynamic as some of the other teams that Alabama's faced in terms of stretching them vertically, but they do have a solid quarterback in Jarrett Stidham. Now, he's made solid decisions. He hasn't been, a quarterback that's thrown lights out 300 yards per game, but he's made solid decisions. The ability for Auburn to challenge Alabama sideline to sideline in the running game could be the difference in this matchup, because I really feel that the way you beat Alabama, Gabe, you have to attack that defense head on vertically, through seam routes in the passing game. Auburn could set them up, running sideline to sideline and then passing down seam routes. They have that type of offensive capability with Jarrett Stidham. Will they do that is the question, but that's the way you have to beat Alabama, and that's why I would take the points here. But again, it's not one of my better plays for the weekend.
Joe, what do you make of the Michigan game? It kind of sucks. I'm a hardcore Michigan fan, but I can't lie. I don't come into this with a lot of confidence. Now, listen, I don't know about the Brandon Peters situation. I understand it's 50-50 whether he's going to play. He's in concussion protocol. They're hoping he can play. But even then, he's better than what they have. But he's, it's not like he's Joe Montana or something like that. So I look at Michigan in this game. They have the defense to match up with Ohio State. But I'm not going to say it's been a disappointing year for Michigan, because the fact of the matter is their win total was 9.5. Right. The expectations weren't sky high for Michigan. Everyone knows they were loaded last year and they lost a ton of talent. They'll be better next year, the Michigan Wolverines. But with that being stated, there is a little bit of pressure on Harbaugh in this game. People are highlighting the fact that he's 1-4, man, against Michigan State and Ohio State.
Yeah, there is pressure on Jim Harbaugh in this ball game, but I still feel they're playing with house money in this contest, because nobody's really expecting Michigan to win this ball game, and a lot of pressure on Urban Meyer and this team because there has been talk of possibly Ohio State, if they beat Michigan and knock off Wisconsin in dominating fashion, they could be in the college football playoff. But I still don't think Ohio State's this elite team. You look at the loss on the road against Iowa where they got blown out 55-24. I still look at that loss to Baker Mayfield early part of the season. That secondary was attacked vertically. Now, that's not Michigan's strength. But that being said, Michigan does lead FBS in third down defense 24%, and they're only giving up 144 passing yards per game over the last 4 games, Gabe. They were only allowing 119.5 passing yards to opposing offenses. We know if you put J.T. Barrett into third down and long situations, force him into the pocket, he struggles as a quarterback, especially against Iowa. So, again, on the road, in a rivalry game with the top defense in Michigan, I'll take the better defense, even though quarterback is a concern for Michigan. I think they could force Ohio State into a low-scoring ball game, somehow, some way, force turnovers, and win this ball game 17-13. I would take the points here. I still think there's more pressure on Ohio State to perform than Jim Harbaugh and Michigan, even though there's a lot of pressure on this ball team after last week's 24-10 loss in Madison.
Yeah, in a sense, they're playing with house money. You're right. In a sense, Michigan are playing with house money right now, up to 12 points on their home field. Over-under is 50.5. Michigan got screwed over last year in this football game. And that was one of the worst calls I've ever seen in my life.
Right.
But with that being stated, they still found a way to lose the football game. And they probably still would have found a way to lose the game. I got to tell you, anyone that knows Michigan well and follows the program knows that they were loaded, like basically 80% of their starters last year were juniors and seniors. They lost guys to they had like 13 guys fucking drafted in the NFL draft.
Right.
So anyone that follows the program knows that it was sort of poised to take a step back and then they reload again coming into next year. But people just do get frustrated. The Michigan State loss just pisses people off, and it has a residual effect after the fact. But I got to tell you, beating Ohio State would go a long way to people forgetting about the Wisconsin loss and the Michigan State loss. That's how big this rivalry is. If Michigan wins, suddenly it's not such a bad year.
Right. Right, and it's a rebuilding year. They're 9-3. You've had quarterbacks now, whoever comes back next year in terms of experience. I mean, you have a group of core guys that have played throughout the year due to injury. So I think the offensive line's gotten better. Now they're going to have to rely on the offensive line to carry them through this ballgame. I don't think they can get it into a shootout with J.T. Barrett. And as you know, I mean, Ohio State's dominated the series, won 5 straight by 10.4 points per game. Again, I think Jim Harbaugh pulls out all the stops. He recognizes what this rivalry means. He's 0-2 in this rivalry, and the way they lost last year, again, nobody's expecting, even the people in Michigan after last week's loss, think Michigan's just going to get blown out because Ohio State's playing better. But I'll say it again, I don't think Ohio State's this elite team. They should have lost to Penn State. They didn't. They would have had 3 losses just like Michigan entering this ballgame. So home team, rivalry game with nothing to really play for but this ballgame and a bowl game. I think Michigan is a live dog. It's one of my better plays for the weekend.
No, you know what? I like where you go with that. And I agree as far as Ohio State is concerned. They're overrated. And, we got a fight in this soccer game. Not a fight, soccer fight, right? But a little bit more hostile than usual. They're
right.
pushing each other around. Seattle's up 2-0. Seattle's up 2-0. There's a dude acting like he's fucking dead. We got a real soccer game in the MLS going on. But you're right. Ohio State against good defenses, Barrett gets exposed. And let's be real. Remember last year, it was the worst loss to ever. Clemson destroyed them. There's been a few of those now along the way. Urban Meyer's defenses have been lit up a couple of times. He's had a few of these worst loss ever type of situations. And then they go and they'll kick the shit out of an Illinois or something like that. And people want to, they still have a chance. I remember when they came back and they beat Penn State. That was the big thing. They're back. They're definitely going to the playoffs. People just want Ohio State. Like, they have that benefit of the doubt from the media all the time. My concern is just Michigan's offense, which is
anemic.
Putrid. Yeah, crap, putrid. I mean, watching them from the fucking goal line, Joe, is like watching the Cleveland Browns try to punch it in an NFL game. It's hard to watch, man.
That was a bad call, though. I mean, the way Peters fumbled on the goal line. I mean, if they made the right call, I mean, they would have been in that ball game. But what can you do? Again, I think there's an anger in Michigan. I mean, they played toe-to-toe with Wisconsin. They played toe-to-toe with Michigan State. I mean, the only game they got blown out in was on the road in Happy Valley. I just think that from a speed advantage, the way Saquon Barkley was utilized in the passing game really exposed that defense. And after they lost that game against Michigan State, they were down. But now at the end of the year, realizing this is their rivalry game, they've been looking all year for this game. Again, they're getting 12 points. I just think they're going to be in this game from start to finish. I think they could force a low-scoring, methodical, ugly type of game like they did last week. And again, I think it's JT Barrett more so on the road, in third down and long situations. This defense has been rock solid. I'll take the better defense, especially the better defense in run support. This defense has 38 total sacks on the season. Again, this is one of the top-ranked statistical defenses in college football, playing in the big house. I'll take my chances. I think they're a live dog. I think they win this ballgame.
I like to hear this, Joe, because I really hope you're right about.
Me too.
I really hope you're right about this one. What do you make of the Baker Mayfield stuff of him not starting and getting stripped of the captaincy for the football game, his last home football game? But the question is, how long do you think he'll not play for? Like, a series?
Series, probably. I mean, you look at the series overall. Oklahoma's dominated they've won the last 5 by 14 points per game. They won this matchup 56-28 in Morgantown. He had a huge day in the snow last year. Samaje Perine and Mixon broke out in that ball game. I still think West Virginia, from a scheme advantage, poses some problems for that secondary of Oklahoma. Now, I think Oklahoma wins this ball game 31-21, but I feel that the wide receivers of West Virginia, you have Sills, you have White, you have Jennings, that group is combined for 206 receiving yards, 2,889 receiving yards, 206 receptions, and 30 touchdowns. Defensive line as well for West Virginia. If they could protect Kolgover, I think I said his name right, in this ball game and give him time to attack that Oklahoma secondary, he's going to make some plays. And again, Oklahoma only has 3 total sacks over the last couple of games. So that's the matchup. Again, I don't think Oklahoma is in danger of losing this game, but I think West Virginia can move the football enough to cover this 22.5 on the road. Plus, they're playing with house money as well. Nobody's expecting them to win. They haven't matched up against Oklahoma. They played poorly against Texas. And now they realize this is their bowl game for the most part right now. You have a backup quarterback. Defense is playing okay. I think they can move the football and keep this game close, lose by 10 on the road in Norman.
Joe Lisi with us. So, Joe, it is rivalry weekend. And, we were talking about the trophies last week. And I love some of the names of the rivalries. The 100 Miles of Hate is great stuff. Probably at the top of the list. But there's pretty good ones. The Civil War is pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one for a football rivalry. But, a football game, not great teams, although they surprised me. They were both better than I thought they would be this year. But just a rivalry game that nobody talks about, but they fucking hate each other, and it's really intense, is the duel in the desert. Arizona State. Those two schools, when they play each other in football, like I said, they're not the best teams or anything like that, but it's two big-time party schools going head-to-head, man, for state supremacy. Always a fun game to watch. And like I said, they're both better than usual this year.
Yeah, they are.
Or expected, I should say.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's true. I mean, out of both coaches, I like Todd Graham better than I like Rich Rodriguez. I mean, Todd Graham, even when he was coach of Pittsburgh, he was a 500 coach, stayed there a year, and then went to Arizona State. And, he built a lot of offensive success when he was there. I mean, he had Taylor Kelly. I was a big Taylor Kelly fan with Arizona State, 5-6 years ago, and I thought that success would carry through, not just on the offensive side of the ball, but on the defensive side of the ball. But he struggled now. Now you look at Khalil Tate for Arizona. He's putting up dynamic numbers. They lost to Oregon last week. But I still think Arizona State has the playmakers to win this rivalry game. I think Todd Graham's a better game planner than Rich Rodriguez. Again, I think both teams are equal because you look at, I think Arizona has a slightly better defense than Arizona State this year, but Arizona State's a blitzing type of defense. So they step up at times. If they could force Tate into the pocket, especially not allow him outside contain, I think they'll win this ball game. And I like Balaji and Richard at the running back position for Arizona State. And Manny Wilkins, we could curse here. He's an assy quarterback, right? I mean, he makes plays when he's not supposed to. I think he's the type of player that could really make some plays with his legs as well and stretch that Arizona defense vertically with his arm. I like Arizona State to win this ball game, and I think they cover this number. They're getting points in this ball game, right?
Yeah, I love Arizona State's +2 right now.
Yeah, so I like Arizona State to win the game outright.
Yeah, so Arizona 7-4, Arizona State 6-5. They want to get to that seventh win. And I got to tell you, there was a lot of talk that Rich Rod was going to get fired after the year. Even potentially Todd Graham would get fired after the year. I think they both coached well enough to save their jobs. Yeah,
without a doubt. I think both coaches, the fact that they're both bowl eligible, they saved their jobs. I mean, Rich Rod has Khalil Tate to really thank for that.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So, but
how about Kevin Sumlin? Looks like Kevin Sumlin's going to be out on Saturday after the LSU game, they say.
Yeah, well, I mean, he really needed a 9 or a 10 win season. I mean, if he would have gotten that victory over Alabama, then maybe he would have saved his job. But I mean, he's overextended his stay in College Station. Again, I mean, it's not so much of what he's done on the offensive side of the ball. I mean, he's had playmakers and has had solid quarterbacks since Johnny Manziel left, but hasn't been able to coach up the defensive side of the ball. Some of that falls on, John Chavis. But at the end of the day, if you cannot shut down the run consistently and have a front seven that's physical at the point of attack, you're not going to win games, especially in the SEC West. And until you do that, we'll see who Texas A&M goes for. I don't want to see them go for a coach like Chip Kelly or anybody like that. I think they need a defensive-minded coach that could bring a physicality back to College Station with guys like the Wrecking Crew back in the mid-'90s, like Quentin Coriat back in the day.
It's interesting now with the college football searches for the coaches, and the media likes to go crazy and throw these big names and this guy and that guy out there. And in the end, it never comes anything close to that. It's funny. I read a story that officials at Tennessee in Knoxville are concerned about John Gruden and, that whether he'd be able to recruit. There's concerns like John Gruden gives a fuck about coaching the Tennessee Volunteers.
Right.
Like why? I don't know. And it's CBS. And I think that CBS keeps pushing this because they're a big SEC network. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. It drives me crazy when I keep seeing this Tennessee volunteer job treated from some in the media like anyone gives a shit. There's a reason why they hired Butch Jones last time, a fucking MAC coach, because nobody gives a fuck about Tennessee anymore. You're not winning at Tennessee. Tennessee job is like the Arkansas job now. Yeah. The Florida job still has a little of allure. Because the Gators, that's another story. But as far as Chip Kelly is concerned, seems to me the best situation for Chip Kelly is the UCLA Bruins.
Yeah, I mean, now that Jim Moore has been fired, that's the landscape. He loves Pac-12.
He knows the West Coast. It's funny for a guy that fucking lives in New Hampshire. He's a West Coast guy.
Yeah, it makes no sense. I don't understand that. He goes from Oregon and then he goes to San Francisco. Go figure that out. He went to Philadelphia. It didn't work out, but I agree with you. I mean, I think Chip Kelly for UCLA, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, even his days at Oregon, they didn't play with a physicality on the defensive side of the ball. So UCLA, I mean, allowing over 300 rushing yards to opposing offenses most of this season, I mean, that's not going to get it done in the Pac-12. They're not going to take the next step. Fans want to see wide open. They have Josh Rosen. He can recruit from an offensive perspective, beat 10-2 every year and win a Pac-12 championship and not make the playoff. And that's what he did at Oregon for the most part, even though they lost to Auburn in the national championship game. I mean, again, it's very hard to recruit defensive kids because, you have top-heavy teams now like Alabama, like Michigan, like Clemson, where these kids want to go because they're coached up on the defensive side of the ball. I mean, that's, as you know, Gabe, that's what wins national championships. And there's a certain type of mold and a certain type of kid that goes to these schools because they coach up the defensive line. Chip Kelly never did that at the NFL level either.
Joe Lisi with us. Joe, I love talking football with you. We're going to do it again later in the week on television. We can't hit every game. I'd throw every game at you, but we'll go two more here. One game that I'm actually looking forward to seeing, I think it's going to be a good one, is Notre Dame and Stanford. This Stanford football team is better than people give them credit for. They've won 7 of their last 8 football games. Love watching Bryce Love run the football, and I think Stanford beat the Irish here. I think the Irish are being somewhat exposed. They got all they can handle from Navy last week. I'll give them credit, although we covered the number with Navy easily. They bounced back after, the crushing loss against Miami. But I think Stanford are just starting to figure it out right now. I think this is, Baker, they're going to give Baker Mayfield the Heisman because the media loves the kid. But Bryce Love comes into this with 1,723 yards. He's averaging 8.8 yards a clip, 16 touchdowns. I think he puts a show on here, on national television against Notre Dame. Hopefully people pay attention. They just don't seem to want to give him credit for what he does, this kid. But I like the Stanford Cardinal in this game.
Yeah, I mean, this is, again, not one of my better picks. We're going to cover it on the show, but I would lean with you with Stanford in this ball game. It's a cross-country trip for Notre Dame. And Notre Dame, you were dead on with Navy last week. I was dead wrong with Notre Dame. I mean, I thought they would bounce back, run the football against an undersized midshipman team. Again, they struggled out of the gate. Now, again, they're going on the road against a more blue-collar team in Stanford. Bryce Love, he's one of the best backs in the country, although you got to mention Rashad Penny. I think Stanford covers this game. I mean, again, a slight underdog at home. I would take the home favorite just because it's a cross-country trip. And now I don't feel Notre Dame, after last week's performance, I don't think they have anything to play for at this point.
Exactly.
So that's why I like Stanford at this point in the season. Right.
Well, Notre Dame, they're playing for still one of those big bowl games.
But last week they had an opportunity at home, last home game for the year, to really pound Navy, and they didn't show me anything. And I know it's Navy, but they had an opportunity to really jump up early from a speed advantage and pound them. This was a team that beat them last year 28-7. And now, Stanford beat them 17-10 last year in South Bend, but they're a physical team. Christian McCaffrey didn't play last year, and they beat them 17-10 in South Bend last year. Now they go cross country. Again, Brandon Wimbush, a great runner, but he's not a consistent quarterback. So that's what Stanford's going to force him to do on Saturday night. And I just think the more blue-collar team is the Cardinal with the better coach in David Shaw.
Hey, you just took the words out of my mouth. Better, blue-collar team on their home field, short point spread with who I think is a better coach in David Shaw.
Yeah.
And like I said, an underrated team. I think we're getting value here because Stanford just don't get any love.
Right.
And, people might look and say, oh, they only won 17-14 last week. That's one of those games. I watched that game.
Right.
Where the score really wasn't a true indication of that. Like Stanford were in control the whole time.
Yeah.
It looked close from the score, but it really wasn't. Stanford were in control, and it was a rivalry game. It was a road spot. I think Stanford sort of put the icing on a cake of a nice season here, and then they go to a nice bowl game. And finally, in closing, a game that I'm looking forward to, a team that I like to follow, the UNLV Rebels. Of course, the Rebel season started. What a roller coaster! Rebel season started with that shocking loss. Technically, the biggest upset in college football history, even though it really isn't. But you can't call that. UNLV should never have been 44 fucking point favorites, right?
Right. I mean, this wasn't 2007 with Stanford and Harbaugh against USC. I mean, that's a little bit of a difference.
Yeah, this is an App State, Michigan. You know what a bigger upset to me was this year was Liberty beating Baylor.
Yes,
that was shocking. Howard beating UNLV is sort of like wow, but not shocking.
Yeah, I mean, they were immediate. They didn't go bowling last year. They were what were they, 5-7 last year?
Yeah, it's not like UNLV are a great football team, but anyway, so they lose to Howard, And the whole reason they scheduled Howard was so they can go bowling. So it would make it a little easier for them to get 6 if they can get there. They lose, but somehow here they are right now needing one more. And it was an epic comeback last week against New Mexico on the road. They could have tapped out with less than 2 minutes left. They went the distance of the field. This Armani Rogers kid is a freaking stud, the quarterback for the UNLV Running Rebels. And Nevada are there for the taking. Nevada is, record. Nevada have been competitive in quite a few football games this year. Their offense isn't bad, but you can run the ball on a Nevada Wolfpack, and UNLV can run the ball. I just think UNLV can make more plays. And what's sweeter way to win the Fremont Cannon and also punch a ticket into a bowl game if you're the UNLV Running Rebels, and they're underdogs too. We're getting 3 points.
Yeah, I like UNLV here. I mean, Armani Rogers, he passed for 211, 195 on the ground last week against what I consider still a blue-collar team in New Mexico that likes to run the football. And the way their defense, they fell behind 10-0 in that ballgame. Or they jumped up 10-0, and then they came back. I mean, New Mexico was in that game from start to finish, but New Mexico has a dominant offensive line that can pound the rock. They rushed for over 400 yards, and UNLV still found a way to win that ball game. So I think they're a gutty team. I like Rogers at the quarterback position, and I like Tony Sanchez as a coach, and he's coaching that talent up. I would take the 3 points. They have a lot to play for here. I mean, they could see the light at the end of the tunnel, so I like UNLV here. I'll throw something else at you because we're not going to talk when we go on air on Friday. This game might be underway, but I like, and we're both San Diego State fans, but New Mexico with the big points here, I think they could be a live dog to get Rashad Penny and that offense into a blue-collar, low-scoring game. They're catching 20.5. I think the Lobos could be in that ball game from start to finish. I like New Mexico.
So what are we doing? We doing a TV here. It's Thanksgiving this Thursday. So what are we doing a TV on Friday this week?
I think Friday, yeah. But by the time we might go on, that game might be. I think it's an 11:30 start or 3:30. I'm not even sure.
So finally, in closing, then, what about the Egg Bowl, which I think is the stupidest of all the fucking names, the Egg Bowl? But whatever.
I like Mississippi State here. I know they're laying big wood, but the way they dominated Ole Miss last year with the ability of Nick Fitzgerald, they put up 55 points. They're now at home.
That's the thing, Joe. For me, the big revenge spot. If you're Mississippi State, if you're Mississippi. Look, you got Mississippi State fall short, with the big upset.
Right.
It's a big rivalry game right now. But you've got the Rebels who can't go to a bowl game. Even if they win the game, they can't go to a bowl game, self-imposed sanctions. So they said, all right, we're not going to bowl games, hey. So, but they're 5-6. So you know that they want to get to 6-6. And what better way to get to 6-6 than beating the fucking hated Mississippi State Bulldogs and evening up their record at 6-6 and getting revenge for a humiliating loss last year. I know Mississippi State are much better, but do you want to lay 14.5 with them? That's the thing.
I would, and I'm like you, especially in rivalry games. I take the notion, especially from the Vegas angle, anything over 10 points for the most part, I'm looking for the dog. I think any dog with 10 plus points, unless it's a bad matchup, I would lean to the dog. I just think that Ole Miss's front seven is very weak in run support. You look at that ball game on the road against Auburn, they wore them down. That's what Mississippi State has with Nick Fitzgerald. So from a matchup standpoint, Gabe, I would just lean to Mississippi State to cover this number. It's not one of my better selections, but I would lay the points in the Egg Bowl, something I don't like to do with big numbers in a rivalry game, but I would lay the points with the Bulldogs in this matchup.
Joe Lisi, goforthe2.com. You can check Joe out. Very well-dressed Joe Lisi every Saturday morning on the Dish Network, Channel 262, Fantasy Sports Television Network. You do some hits with Drew Martin as well. Joe will be on with me this Friday on the Fantasy Sports Television Network. So, Joe, happy Thanksgiving. How do you spend your turkey day? What are you doing on Thursday? You watching football?
Oh, of course, Gabe. I mean, I'm watching football, replays on Wednesday night. We wake up early with friends and family and celebrate it. And I'm watching every game until those games end, especially with the Egg Bowl. And then Friday is my best time of the year because you get You get Turkey again, and then we got an 11:30 kick on a Friday with nothing else to do but watch football until 2:00 in the morning before I do the show on Saturday morning. So it's great.
Yeah,
stuff.
you know what's funny? Yeah, that's the thing. Turkey leftovers are always good, and I miss the old days though, Joe, of the college football rivalries. They're all twisted right now, but I remember the day after Thanksgiving in the good old days, man. It was Nebraska versus Colorado.
Oh, that Big
Every
Eight.
Friday.
Yeah, man. Oh, that Eric Bieniemy.
LSU used to play Arkansas on every weekend.
Love that.
The day after Thanksgiving.
They changed it. I know now Arkansas and Missouri, but that Arkansas and Missouri game is another intriguing game. This was the game last year that Arkansas led, right? 24-7 at half before Drew Lock reeled off 21 points in Columbia last year to win 28-24. I love that rivalry. It's a gutty rivalry. I mean, Missouri's playing lights out. Probably beat Brett Bielema's last game as head coach for Arkansas.
Yeah, mercifully. Fuck is he bad. Georgia Tech, Georgia is always a fun game too.
Yeah.
The heated one too. Yellow Jackets are getting 11.
Right. Yeah, I'm leaning towards my Bulldogs just because I think the triple option, the way you have to stop that is defensive tackles that could disrupt timing. I know they struggled last year. They jumped out 26-14, let that lead slip. But I still think Georgia's ability to stuff the running lanes and force Taquan Marshall to throw over the top should be the difference in that ballgame. And I think the offensive line of Georgia could wear down an undersized Georgia Tech defense. I think Georgia could cover this number fairly easy in Bobby Dot.
And I got to tell you, man, it's been forever, probably, I don't know when, the amount of years that Florida State and Florida are playing. They have a combined 8 wins. And it's amazing. If we just would have bet against these two teams all year long,
we would have been in the Mercedes.
Yeah. The Florida Gators are 3-7 against the spread. And the Florida State Seminoles are 1-7-2 against the spread. So you'd be 14-4-2. 14 wins, 4 losses, 2 pushes, betting solely against the Florida State Seminoles and Florida Gators this year.
Yeah, incredible. I mean, that's a great point. I mean, here's a game that I sort of like. I have a good opinion about it. It'll probably be, I might as well let the cat out of the bag, one of my better picks either on your show or on Saturday's show. Florida State's won 4 straight by 19.5 points per game. And they won this matchup 31-13 in Tallahassee. Now, Florida State has an opportunity to become bowl eligible if they beat Florida and win in 2 weeks against UL Monroe. So a lot of pressure on Florida State in this ball game. But I don't like the way they're playing from a defensive perspective. Over the last 4 ACC games, they've allowed 227.5 rushing yards on the ground against teams like Louisville, Boston College, Syracuse, and Clemson. This is still an SEC offensive line in Florida that put up 257 rushing yards against UAB. More importantly, I like the defensive front seven of the Gators over the last couple of weeks. They played solid teams in UAB that was 7-3 2 weeks ago. And South Carolina, they recorded 6 total sacks. They have 5 interceptions. And defensively, they're still holding opposing offenses to 33% on third down conversions and 55% completion percentage. They're still even in turnover margin. Florida State, -8 in turnover margin. And this is still a freshman quarterback in a true rivalry game on the road in the swamp. I think Florida wins a gutty ball game here, 27-23. I like the Gators in this spot. They're not going bowling, and the pressure's on Florida State. Florida would love nothing more than to knock out the Seminoles from bowl contention in the swamp Saturday afternoon.
Hey, you know what? I got that one real wrong last week. I thought UAB was going to go in there and hang around with the Gators. But
I was wrong on that one as well. They bounced back in a big way, and I think they have some momentum heading into this ball game.
All right, Joe, it's always a pleasure, brother. Your passion, knowledge for college football, unparalleled. Thanks a lot for taking the time to be with us tonight, Joe.
My pleasure, Gabe. And I'm driving in on Saturday morning with Rich. He doesn't like the way I drive because I look at the phone and look at the scores. So this should be entertaining when you get on.
He's like the nagging dad, isn't he? Hey, he's like, keep your eye on the road, huh?
Oh, you have to see. He told me keep my eyes on the road because I was looking at Minnesota, Nebraska 2 weeks ago when I picked Nebraska, and Demery Croft was running all over the place. He was holding on to the head. He was holding on to the side like this, saying he was ready to he was worried about his life. It was great.
You know what?
So,
It's a good thing you got a ride, Joe, because the guy that's the head of the Toronto Transit, who did a horrible job for some reason, just got hired to run the New York Transit Authority.
oh, did he really?
Yeah. So for anyone in New York, if you think it's bad now, it's about to get worse, people. It's about to get worse. You're gonna ask yourself, why the fuck is there some British guy? You know, like you really like the guy's never been to New York before, and he's going to be running your transit system now. But
oh God, well, maybe he could be like former Prime Minister Tony Blair. He was a cool cat, right?
well, I don't know. I guess cool if you're in a military-industrial complex, but that's another story.
Well, we'll catch that up on Friday. Gabe, it's
Yeah.
a pleasure, my friend. Always
Thanks, Joe. You're the best. Thanks, man.
All right, talk to you on Friday. Be well.
All right, there's Joe Lisi. Joe Lisi, the real Joe Lisi. Real Joe Lisi with us. Good stuff. All right, I see that the Laker fans have cleared out. It's pretty much it's like every time pretty much every time the Lakers play, we get ambushed, and then they filter out. There'll be a few more of them that'll pop up. It's sort of like The Walking Dead. They're like zombies. You just got to put a spike in their fucking head, and they go away. Yeah, I got to tell you, I think we set an all-time record tonight. I don't think I booted. I don't think I booted that many people that quickly, like ever, to start a show before. Like it was just motherfucking relentless, wasn't it? But just to send a message that the artillery is still here, you've been forewarned. Spray some bullets over the wall there, Spray some bullets over the wall, scare them off. Scare them off. You should have scared them off. But it's definitely been documented. It's definitely been documented that the LA Lakers fans, at least new school fans, are pretty much the stupidest people on the internet. No, it says we're talking about the Laker game. It doesn't say we're showing the Laker game, but whatever. It's a trick that, not a trick, but we mentioned the Bulls-Laker game, but you'd have to be pretty fucking stupid. Like, I would assume that someone on a grade, let's say grade 4 level and up. I was going to say grade 2. That might be, let's say 4th grade and up. So somebody basically like 8, I saw a kid on his cell phone the other day on a fucking streetcar. He must look like 6 or 7. He knew what he was doing. I would say that, Laker fans have the intelligence of about a 10-year-old kid. A slow 10-year-old kid. Hey, look, I see a video link here. It says Ohio State versus Michigan. Maybe they're showing the game. Listen, I've been doing this for 16 years, moving in on 16 years. Not quite yet. Our 16th anniversary will be January the 6th. So we've been doing this a long time. So I've been exposed to the culture of pretty much every fan base. And I say this with all, sincerity. Laker fans are the stupidest. Or, and I don't want to rip millennials. I don't know, I just think anybody on, looking for a sports stream on YouTube, you're kind of stupid. Like, what do you think this is? Some show where I'm sitting here talking about the game and then we're going to stream it, and Bill fans, pretty stupid. How can you say otherwise? Bill fans, pretty dumb. I mean, what kind of normal person fucking wants to cover themselves in mustard and ketchup in a parking lot before a football game? What kind of normal person wants to set themselves on fire and jump off a fucking RV through a broken table? Buffalo Bill fans. Listen, I'm a Buffalo Bill fan. I'm a Buffalo Bill fan. I'm not saying I'm the smartest person. I'm not saying the Bills fans are the dumbest in the league. One thing with Bills fans is it's almost, basically it's become a sideshow to sort of distract from the pain of the team. You know what I mean? Let's just get fucked up and do crazy shit because we're going to be disappointed by the product. But there needs to be more anger from Bills fans. That's my issue with Bills fans. There's not enough anger. There's too much acceptance, and then it's like, well, let's get wasted. Like the other game that they got blown out by the Saints, the fucking streaker ran on the field. People loved it. It should have been quiet in the stadium. But only Buffalo, it's all great. Look, there's a streaker on the field. It's like people should have been like, you're a fucking idiot, dude. We just lost 47-10. Get your naked ass off the field, fuck. But no, Buffalo, he's a hero, That's what I'm saying. And the Pagulas take advantage of this, and Buffalo Bills owner Ralph Wilson takes advantage of this. The Bills know, man, whether they're shit or not, fucking people are going to go to their parking lot and get fucking wasted and give them fucking money to go in and watch them fucking lose. That Bills fans need to get madder. Like, I see people bitching on Twitter all the time, I send angry tweets to the Buffalo Bills. I told them last week, I wish fucking Donald Trump fucking won the fucking bid and got your fucking team. Terry Pagula is a nice guy, but whatever, man. Terry Pagula, the Buffalo Sabres are a fucking joke. The Buffalo Bills are a fucking joke. No. We didn't take anyone's girl. There was no fights. But the thing is, listen, the Pagulas aren't bad people, right? So it's not like they're bad people. They just consistently hire the wrong people. I would agree with who is it that said they live in the Bay Area? I would agree with Tawan. San Francisco 49er fans are far from rocket scientists. And Raider fans too. Let's be real. Like a lot of Raider fans. A lot of Raider fans, they're not really football fans. They're just sort of wannabe dudes. They want to get fucked up and fight, But I'm just stating there's no other team in the league that we get fucking ambushed with fucking people like this. Only Laker fans. That's, you know. I got punched in the face by a Raider chick fan. So she kind of slapped me, pushed me type thing. And I was even nice to her. Like these two chick Raider fans, they were kind of hot. They were wasted as fuck. Sort of came in the aisle. They didn't have seats. And in San Diego, it's a shit show. The security's scared of the Raider fans. So, like, the whole section is just a shit show. And I'm right in the middle of all this Raider Nation and shit. And I had money on the Chargers, too. So I'm in the middle of all these Raider fans. These two chicks come. And they're like, hey, and they come and they sort of stand where we're, you know, everyone's standing. So I go to get, you know, we go to get drinks and shit. We come back and they're in our seats and they're like, oh, fuck off. These are our seats. And I'm like, listen, you stupid bitch. Fuck, I just let you stand here. So she fucking hit me and shit. Oh, yeah, security didn't give a shit. Like, security was like, no, we're not going down there. Like, Raider Charger, it was a Thursday night game. It was a fucking circus that night in there, man. Like, San Diego police, San Diego security wanted no part of anything. Like, anything went. Like, there were fights in the parking lot. You could do whatever you wanted. There were a few cops around the parking lot, but it was pretty wild. And Raider fans were pretty big dicks all night. Well, exactly, Cody. That's my problem with the Buffalo Bills. That's my problem with that's my problem with the Buffalo Bills. And their fans, that there needs to be more anger towards the team. There's an acceptance of everything all the time. I mean, the whole Tyrod Taylor decision is just still fucking ridiculous. It's preposterous. Think about it. Think about it. Tyrod Taylor had 10 touchdowns on the year, 3 interceptions. Nate Peterman threw more interceptions in the first fucking quarter than he did all fucking year. You know, they haven't announced who the quarterback is going to be. Oh, and one thing to one, I know for a fact, you're right. I remember when Rick Barry had to rip Warrior fans. The Warriors are big bandwagon trendy. That's the thing, Blanchard. The Bills games are an event. And as long as the team is just sort of a part of the sideshow of the circus of the fans, then it's going to continue to be that way. Because, you know, to Pagula and these guys going to say, yeah, well, you know what? Yeah, we fucking sucked. We haven't made the playoffs for 17 years, but we still get 84,000 people a game, and they still get shit-faced every fucking Sunday, and they fucking love us. Yeah, but at what point, you know, 41-26, Bulls, little explosion here. This game's pissing me off. Yes and no, Dempsey. I think you can take a kid to an NFL game, but you can't take them into the cheap seats. Like a good example is I went to the Jets game in New York a couple of weeks ago, and I was in the good expensive seats. And there were kids around me, and it wasn't a problem. Like, I was the fucking loudest guy there. You know what I mean? And I didn't swear to kids. And there was a guy with a couple of kids and his sons. And, you know, we were talking trash to each other and shit in a friendly way. But yeah, there's no doubt about it. Listen, some NFL venues aren't safe venues, right? Now, listen, if you're not a drunk jackass, there's very few people that just sort of get a fucking attacked randomly. When I lived in Los Angeles years ago, it happened. I went to a Raiders game. I was at the two most violent like NFL games ever. They were like in a span of 3 weeks. It was a big embarrassment for the league. It was like 1989, 1990. I think it was 89, 1990. And the Pittsburgh Steelers played the Raiders in LA. And it got fucking ugly, man. Like, Raider fans just fucking started attacking anybody in Pittsburgh Steelers gear. It was like a gang fucking thing. If you had Steelers shit on, they were coming for you, man. And it was a big embarrassment, man. Like, the mayor and everything was like, you're an embarrassment and fucking. And then a couple of weeks later, I was at the game. I saw it, fuck. And it was brutal. Like, it was the Chargers and the Raiders in LA, like 89, 90. And there was this dude, man, with his fucking, he was with a bunch of people. He was like with his family and shit. But the guy was kind of drunk and a dick. And he had a Charger flag and shit. You know, his biggest sin was he was cheering for the Chargers. But he was warned. Like, people told him, stop waving that shit, man. Stop waving it. And security even told him a couple of times, yo, man, like, we can't, like, you know, we can't keep our eye on you all day in this place. Like, it's a fucking war zone, okay? And we should note, like, there's LAPD everywhere. They're not even security. Like, they don't have ushers at that in the games of the Raiders. They were cops, fuck. But no one asked you for your fucking ticket. It was like an open season. So it's just LAPD, but they wouldn't do shit unless fucking really shit got crazy. Like, literally, man, I used to smoke weed in the fucking end zone. All right? Blatantly, openly just smoke weed in the end zone at Raiders games. I saw dudes smoking crack and freebasing in the end zone at Raiders games. And long story short, man, they fucking pummeled this fucking Charger fan. And they put him in a coma, man. Like, they racked his head against, like, I just saw, like, oh, fuck, man. They attacked the dude. I'm a Bills fan, and the Bills played there. I had a Bills hat. I had a Bills hat, fuck. I had the hat backwards. I was always spinning my hat around. Again, it was like, I remember I was walking down the street right outside the stadium, and I had the Bills hat on forward. I was like, man, I better spin this shit around, man. Fucking, you know, the jersey's the worst one. And a couple of people like, what's up with that bar? What's up with that hat, man? But it got so bad. The Raiders in LA, they were like no more. They were like no more night games. Like, the Raiders didn't have a Monday Night Football game or a night game for like 20 years, like, because of when I lived there. I appreciate that, Brad Patterson. Swept the board tonight, 3-0. Thank you for noticing. But, you know, Brett Patterson, we don't get any love for this shit ever. Yeah, we went 10-2 the other night. You know, people only bitch when we lose. Then when we win, people don't say shit, but I appreciate it. People take it for granted. We've been killing the NHL this year. Should have parlayed it, fuck. Should have played a 3-team hockey parlay. Should have, could have, would have. Yet the hockey just makes up for our crappy Mac picks. Crappy Mac picks. Chicago Bulls are up 41-29. Yeah, the Dallas Stars were a good bet tonight, though. It was a good spot. All right, what's going on with Notre Dame? We're kicking the shit out of LSU. It's now 40-24 at the half. Our over's not looking great. And looks like Pepperdine could screw us again. Losing to Oral Roberts right now, 37-31. Not what I want. I got to tell you, like, drinking didn't do me any favors. We were really doing well. My money management got bad on Sunday night. I've lost my phone. My computer, one of my computers doesn't fucking work. I've got no choice. I was going to go buy a phone today, but I ran out of time. And in typical fashion, nothing's fucking simple. Like, I got to go to a specific fucking store. It's like, whatever, man. Their fucking website's deceptive. So I look for a store locator, and there's like 20 stores, and there's a few of them near me. I'm like, I better call to make sure. And they're like, yeah, we're an authorized dealer, but they're like, we could sell you a phone, but we wouldn't be able to activate it for you. You got to go to the specific store. Like, we're just an authorized dealer to sell the product. I was like, yeah, the website doesn't say that, you know? Websites are like fucking football coaches. They're stupid. The level of stupidity in this world is just shockingly alarming. All right, we're going to take our first break of the evening here. And let's talk some Thanksgiving football, some NFL football. Got NFL football in less than 48 hours time. What up, Rosa? Who's really a dude. Rosa's he's on his wife's account or something like that. I don't know, something like that. We got some points here in this Bulls game. We got the over, and I got the Lakers on the money line, but I think the Lakers cover. I gave the Lakers plus the points, but earlier I played a parlay with the under in the TFC game on the money line. Fucking Lakers turned the ball over. It's the thing with the Lakers. They're hard to fucking trust as a favorite, you know? Thing is, the Bulls are just so fucking bad, man. Motherfuckers. What up, QQ Wilson? No, Vegas will be all right for a few years. Yeah, everybody's going to jump on the Chargers for sure. No, I don't. I like the Vikings. TFC and Columbus was a scoreless draw. Holy fuck, the Lakers, man. Everything's hard for them. Terrible shot, dude. You just took, TFC are going to win the championship this year. They should have won last year. They were scoreless on the road. They're going to win next week at home. And they'll go to the final. I think this time they'll win. I think this time TFC finally gets it done. It'll be a big weekend, man. You got the Toronto Argonauts in the Grey Cup and TFC in the division final, conference final. PK 80 going to be sweet. What's PK 80? Yeah, they're going to kill the crew in the next game. They're going to have fucking Giovinco back. They're going to have Giovinco and Altidore back. I'm not streaming the Laker game. I'm watching it on TV. The game's on TV. That's another thing. People are like, stream. The game's on TV, guys. Lakers are taking shots. It's just not falling for them. It's 2-0 for the Seattle Sounders right now in the 76th minute against Houston. It's going to be a rematch, man. It's going to be Seattle and Toronto again, too. The only thing is, Toronto have a. It's funny. Lisi was talking about the TSN guys. Here they are. They're all decked out. They got their suits on. No offense to Ottawa, because Ottawa's a nice little town, but I've been to Grey Cups and pretty much, in a lot of cities, and the Ottawa one is the tamest. So the Chicago Bulls are kicking the shit out of the Lakers right now. 52-36. 52-36. We mentioned it's 40-24 for Notre Dame at the half. Notre Dame are minus 16.5 in game, so minus a half a point. I think Notre Dame probably just pull away. Fuck. I was going to get in on Nevada, and I didn't. Fuck. Nevada were laying 5.5, 6. They were only up 2 at the half. They've exploded in the second half, 65-48. Nevada are a good team this year. Baylor trying to chip away and come back on Creighton. I think they're worth a little look on the money line here at plus 250. They're only down 5. So like we said, sometimes you got to take a little bit of a chance. We hit the no goal at plus 240 tonight. Baylor down 5 right now with 8 minutes left, plus 250 on the money line. I like the over this Notre Dame LSU game, but LSU's just not scoring. And we're on Oral Roberts and Pepperdine. I've only bet one Pepperdine game this year, and I lost. And it's the second time I'm betting them. I'm not too happy. I'm not, these motherfuckers. I had faith in you, Pepperdine. Over-under is 79 in the second half. I think it gets there. Let's go over second half, Oral Roberts and Pepperdine. All right, we'll take our first break of the evening.
And it's the first time they touch it. It's kind of like when you do red shirt. You red shirt your sophomore year.
It's one of these deals. They don't have a play-by-play guy. They just have a bunch of former players, which I don't mind, actually. Man, the Lakers just can't hit a fucking 3. For a team that wants to shoot the 3, you guys are really bad at doing it. There's a missed 3 for the Bulls. This game is as bad as you would think it would be. What are you doing? Are you guys watching this? Like, holy fuck, this is bad basketball. Why are you torturing us? This is like an NFL game. 2 bad teams on primetime TV. Only game of the night. 54-36 right now. It's ridiculous. The Lakers just keep on settling for bad shots and keep missing these bad shots. If you take another 3 here, I'm going to snap, and you do. Oh, it went in. 54-39. Maybe the Lakers going a little run here before the end of the half. 15-point lead. See if the Lakers get this shit down at 10 before the break. I know, Stooch. No one's playing defense, but they can't score, like you said. Like, guys are missing layups, putbacks. There's brick threes. It's like, holy fuck, man.
You'd be pretty good. That gives me a lot of shots. You get a lot of wins, too. I'd be like, don't double whenever you can. Don't double. Big three-point play there. That's it to 12. Kuzma, how about 18 points here? And they serve that. There you go. The space is there by the Bulls. They don't get rewarded, but they get that offensive rebound.
And here come the Lakers.
He had two looks at it, point blank there. He ain't called that. Is that a jumper? I mean, it's different. It's not a jumper. I call it a pusher. So it's kind of like a push. Like, just get it on up there. Good job by the Bulls taking the time.
Hold on, let me get this Baylor game up. Yeah, as far as Lonzo Ball's triple doubles, I'm not going to take anything away from him, but I think I read there were 384 shots taken in the game the other day. Like NBA stats are kind of skewed nowadays.
You just gotta have to drive. I think that's what Julius Randle. You gotta find a way to make it open and move. You gotta think right now a little bit. Have a game other than driving. Look at that.
$56-42. Let's go, Baylor.
Battle for Atlantis should be entertaining. That starts Wednesday in the Bahamas. Tomorrow, Big East favorite Villanova is there. So is Arizona, the #2 team in the country. Those are two of the headliners.
Those are the two bad-mouthed boys of this tournament. Villanova, if they get by Western Kentucky, watch out for Purdue. That's a deep team. Rick Barnes has got some athletes. I think the top pick in the NBA draft. It's early. I haven't studied the tape yet, but if I had to take a guess right now, I would say the #1 pick next June will be DeAndre Ayton, 7'1" aircraft carrier, a man-child. He's had a great attitude at Arizona, loves basketball. And, of course, it's very, very early. I'm not going to go out on a limb yet. But to me, if I had to pick one guy in this class, I'd say it's DeAndre Ayton.
46 games, college basketball. You can watch it Thursday and Friday. 46 total those 2 days.
Man.
Thanksgiving Day and Friday. All on the ESPN family. 47-42 Creighton. This is Crumple at the line trying to complete a three-point play. Out of the timeout, he gets it done. So now, what does Baylor have to do to come back here?
They have to try to get Manu LeConte open, but they haven't been able to do it because of Thomas. So you've got King McClure, who's been very aggressive, and I think TJ Maston is a scorer. We know he can put the ball in the basket. Yeah, I think they're going to isolate McClure, pick and roll. Let's see.
Offensive foul on McClure. You want him to be aggressive, yet not too aggressive.
And the reason he has to be aggressive is because Manu LeConte cannot get the ball. That's an easy call right there. But again,
I don't care what sport it is. Baylor are just a bunch of fucking chokers.
Revolved around Kyrie Thomas and Manu LeConte. Remember, LeConte is averaging almost 21 points a game.
Now, Scott Drew has to be concerned. 3 for Clark, 3 for McClure now, and 3 for Lindsay. Goes up toward the rim. There's intended for Crumple, and here comes Baylor back the other way. Omot on the baseline, stumbled a bit, got it to McClure, hits 3, rattles home.
He's got to be the guy, and he's been way more aggressive in the second half than he showed us in the first half.
Foster double clutches, throws it out. Thomas for 3. New shot clock for the Jays.
And they'll take their time. I don't think they have to jack one here.
They do with Foster. And they come up empty. Thomas trying to save it, but he stepped on the line. It belongs to the Bears.
Greg McDermott thought that Thomas was forced out of bounds. And Dutch Sermons is coming down here and said, better stay in that coaching box. Let's take a look.
They've expanded that coach's box this year, but
yeah, you know what? I think you could have made an argument that Maston forced him out. See, Maston and Big Joe can do damage right there.
They lob it inside to Will, and he draws contact.
You have to assume that LeCompte's not going to get a lot of good looks. But we know Maston is a scorer, and they can play high-low, and then King McClure has gotten aggressive.
That was the 6th team foul against Creighton. There are 7 on Baylor. Creighton at the line the rest of the way, so are the Bears. Maston, good spin around Burrell, and he finishes on the other side.
He can score. Look at the hands.
Out of bounds, who's got it?
Here come Baylor.
He's going to stay on this end.
You don't want Mono LeCompte forcing shots, so someone else has to pick up the slack. And we know T.J. Maston is a bucket getter.
Creighton known for its great shooting. In fact, 54% through the first games of the season. But tonight it's been a tough shooting night for the Jays, shooting 34%. They've missed their last 11 from outside the arc.
This is why shooting against zones, if you're a deep shooting team, is actually harder than shooting inside the arc. The pull-up right there by Foster.
Inside the arc with Foster. Yeah. He hits. So Creighton back to a 3-point lead. Nice pass. Omot to Will. Missed the shot. Foster. Oh, they failed to connect there on the backdoor pass. Foster thought Thomas was going to zig, but he zagged.
Yeah, and it's, you like the fact that they're pushing it, and I have no problem with that. But you got to be judicious with your decisions, and that time Marcus Foster threw that ball out of bounds, and he didn't come out of the game. Tyshawn Alexander did, and Mintz is in for defense. Davion Mintz is a really good defender, and he's now guarding McClure, who's heated up.
McCann loops it over the top of Cronkel. Out of bounds. It's going to go to Creighton. Yeah, McClure double figures in the second half. He's got 14 points. That's why Baylor has been able to climb back in this ballgame.
Watch the lob. He tried to go lob.
Burrell. That was kicked. 14 on the shot clock.
You see how much tougher it is to get the ball in the lane in the second half? And it's forced Creighton to shoot jump shots.
We'll tip of the hat to Scott.
Yes.
He has done a great job making adjustments in this game.
Because I thought Creighton came out with a great offensive game plan in the first half.
Dad Homer is in attendance here tonight.
Yes, he is. Great coach at Valparaiso.
Shot clock at 5 for Creighton.
It's going to be contested.
Foster over the top of that hand. Cronkel on the backside. Bobbled out of bounds, and Baylor's got it with 4:23 to play.
What did Creighton score last night?
100.
Been a different kind of game tonight. And during the course of the season, this is a ranked Baylor team. You have to win certain ways. Some nights you win ugly. This is an ugly game right now.
Will lost it. Tip back out to McClure. He drives. Scores and one. He'll go to the line with a chance to tie it up.
This is exactly what King McClure needed to do in the second half. Is take over, and he has.
And that's the 4th foul on Martine Cronkel.
you as a fan, you go, well, why can't LeConte get the shots? He's not getting good looks tonight, so someone else has to be the guy to step up.
And the officials go over the scorers table.
We'll find out. I don't know what they are looking at.
All right,
50-49 Creighton right now. Looks like Baylor's going to the free throw line with a chance to tie the basketball game. We grab plus 250 money line. Fucking Pepperdine. These guys just fucking blow. Baylor are now plus 135. Creighton's minus 165. We did grab the second half over of this Pepperdine Oral Roberts game. Be nice to hit this plus 250. We jumped on Notre Dame second half. They're pulling away right now. They're up by 22. Tough spot. LSU looked good last night, but it was a draining game, an emotional game. And LSU kind of punched up last night and played better than expected. I didn't think they'd be able to follow this up. Should have hammered Notre Dame. We got a piece of Notre Dame here in the second half. We got a piece of the over in the game. You know what? The total in the basketball game is 155.5, and right now the in-game is 151.5. So we're not totally off. If LSU could score a little bit, the total comes into play. All right, so we said we'd talk some Thursday Thanksgiving football as well. Interesting Thursday morning game. The best game of the day is the first game of the day with the Detroit Lions and the Minnesota Vikings at 12:30 Eastern time. Then the Dallas Cowboys, LA Chargers, Washington Redskins, New York Giants. Minnesota Vikings, 3-point favorites, over under 44.5. Vikings minus 150 on the money line. Lions plus 130 on the money line. We often talk about Mike Zimmer and how dominant Mike Zimmer is and what a great coach Mike Zimmer is. But one thing we often bring up is his dominance outside of the division. In a division, it hasn't quite been as dominant. And, the fact of the matter is the Detroit Lions have beaten the Minnesota Vikings 3 consecutive times, including earlier this year. Which makes me like the Vikings even more. We're talking about triple motherfucking revenge now. No, you can't, the fact is the Lions used to be terrible on Thanksgiving, but they've actually been good since Jim Caldwell's been there. He hasn't lost yet. He's 3-0. He's 3-0. The Lions are 3-0. Matt Stafford, 3-9 against the spread in his career following back-to-back wins and playing a division opponent. That's the thing. Detroit don't often string together like 4 or 5 wins in a row. They're looking for their 4th straight win right now. Minnesota Vikings can nail down the division with the win. I think the Vikings are going to win this football game. I don't think it's going to be easy for them. They've played lower scoring games. They played earlier this year, and it was 14-7. I lost that game. I remember that game. I was on the Minnesota Vikings. Here's our boy Stucci, who's in Minnesota. What's up, Stucci? That's North Carolina football. But yeah, North Carolina is only known for one fucking number, so Even their football jerseys are 23. But yeah, it doesn't say Jordan on the back. Good to see you, Stucci. Listen, I bet on the Minnesota Vikings pretty much on a weekly basis, and with good reason. I think they're a better football team than the Detroit Lions are. I think defensively they'll be able to get to Stafford. I think McKinnon will have some success. What up, Kyle? You know, Case Keenum didn't have a great game last week, but they still won anyways. The Vikings are just a complete, well-coached football team. Thing is, every Detroit Lion game is close, so you know it's going to be close. I like the fact that the Lions have beaten them 3 straight times, too. It's a nice, you know, it's an extra motivating factor for the Vikings. And the Vikings aren't getting soft now. You know, the Vikings are 8-2. They're 7-3 against the spread. The thing with the Vikings is the Saints are 8-2. The Eagles are 9-1. The Minnesota Vikings are hell-bent on becoming the first team to play in their home stadium in the Super Bowl. And I don't think they're going to be able to do it if they have to go on the road to Philadelphia in late January. They have to fucking get home field advantage. And for them to get home field advantage, they're going to need to win this football game. They're going to need to win more football games. What's going on here?
We don't have anything.
All right, so we resume play here with Terrell at the free throw line for Creighton, and he missed. And Achuel sails in for the rebound. This game's tight. 50 apiece.
50-50. Baylor with the ball. Boom. Baylor, 2-point lead.
They put him in the corner, and they allowed McClure to operate one-on-one. Excellent adjustment out of the
first lead for Baylor's 5-4.
Big possession here. Creighton with the ball down 2. Baylor's got momentum. If they can get a stop and a bucket here.
It's gone. Terrell leans in.
Creighton going to the free throw line. 52-50 Baylor with 3 minutes left. We've got an entertaining game. It's an ugly game, but they're both teams are battling. I could double my money right now. They're willing to pay me for Baylor, but I'm going to ride this shit out. I want it all. I want it all. All right, the Lakers and the Bulls second half has started. I don't know. I guess maybe because I'm such an optimist, but I'm not giving up hope on the Lakers here. They're only down 14. They can come back down 14. Fucking Pepperdine, man. Disappointed. Bad pick. Enough with the Pepperdine waves, man. Enough with the Pepperdine waves. Yeah, it seems like a real sane thing to do when you're in San Jose, Costa Rica, is to jump into a stranger's car, Kyle. Everybody told me, listen, just deal with the guy in the car outside the place. I was like, all right, there's the guy. It's not, you're not experiencing a country unless you get into a stranger's car in that country. Yeah, you're not, you're not experiencing the local flavor unless you just get into a stranger's car. Yeah, this really is a pathetic, gutless performance from the Lakers right now. I can handle the Lakers not winning this basketball game, but I can't handle them being stuck at 42 because we're not going to be able to get the fucking total unless these son of a bitches start scoring a bit. Stop shooting so many fucking threes, man. Like the fucking Lakers, stop shooting so many motherfucking threes. You guys are the worst three-point shooting team in the league, yet you seem to shoot like fucking threes all the time. Like you can't do it. You can't do it. And they're not just like threes, they're bad threes. Like they take these shots, they're late. Like the Lakers are a train wreck. It really is. Luke Walton, you got to get your shit together here, man. I can't believe I'm starting to agree with LeVar Ball more and more. LeVar Ball basically, for the first time, starting to call the Lakers out, except for a good reason. LeVar Ball says that Luke Walton is too soft on Lonzo. He says, I know my son, you have to fucking get in his face, man. Enough of this, let the process, it's going to be okay. And then LeVar said for the whole team, he's right. Yeah, the Lakers, I'm sure they're real pleased. LeVar Ball is now giving his opinion on this, but LeVar Ball said they're not hard enough on Lonzo. They've got to get in his face more. And enough of this babying stuff. Stop babying him. And he said the whole team. He goes, I don't understand. This team should be winning games, and they don't, and no one's getting mad about it. And he goes, I'm getting mad. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Like, I'm going to agree with LeVar Ball. Like, he's calling it out like it is. He's saying, what's this shit about, it's going to be okay? He's like, the Lakers have enough talent to win. He goes, go and win games. Enough excuses. And he goes, my son's got to play harder. I don't see him fucking hustling enough. And he goes, I don't know why Luke Walton's babying him. He's got to be harder on him. He's got to be, you figure LeVar would be like, lay off my kid. But it's actually the opposite. He's telling the coach, get in my son's face more. And then after, Luke Walton goes, it's all part of the process and growing. It's like, no, you got a lot of young fucking players on your team here. It's not the losses, Walton. It's your fucking system. Like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, was Luke Walton a great coach, or did Luke Walton, could you and I have won with the Golden State Warriors? Because that's how Luke Walton got his cred to be a coach. He did well with the Golden State Warriors when Steve Kerr was out. Yet, could honestly, could I not coach the Golden State Warriors? Baylor pulling away up 7.
He said, how do you beat the zone? You run against it, you get it inside. There's been no transition. There's been no easy pass.
We say sometimes you got to roll the dice. They were down 5 plus 250, worth a look. Boom. Baylor. Oh, yeah, we got this. Fuck. They're up 62, fucking 54 with 21 seconds left. They're up by 8. They pulled away. See, this is why, you don't want to cash out sometimes. Like, no, I'm not cashing out. Yeah, but as far as the Lakers, like, I don't know what kind of system they're playing. Like, what's the plan? What are you guys doing? You're all over the place, fuck. You take a bunch of bad threes. There's no ball movement. You're lazy on defense. Like, fuck, this isn't a process. It's a fucking shit show. Like I said, I knew the Lakers are going to be shit this year. I'm just pissed because I bet on them tonight. It's just a shitty effort from them, though. It's just a flat-ass effort. Like I said, I can live with losing it. I want to hit the fucking over, though. I like Brandon Ingram, but you know what the problem with the Lakers is? There's such a loser culture around them, and it's such a circus sideshow that even good players get brought down, I think. Like, I think Randall's a good player that's been ruined by this. You know, I think if Randall came into the league and was on the Spurs or he was on, like, the Raptors, he was on a fucking solid franchise, I think he'd be a good player. I think him playing for the Lakers just fucked him up, man, the first couple of years of his kid's career. No, it's a miracle. Lonzo Ball just hit a 3, fuck. Holy shit, fuck. Sound the fucking sound the alarms. Sound the alarms. Holy shit.
The scoring by half is quite a story.
No, it was a game of adjustments. We said that before the half. We said it right out of the half.
Fucking LeVar Ball just hit a 3, fuck. I think the end of the world's coming, guys. Somebody put it on CNN and see if fucking Kim Jong-un just launched a missile or something, because LeVar Ball just hit a 3. LeVar hit a 3. It's the end of the world, man. I gotta get under the table here, fuck. I gotta, you know, something's coming. It's pretty crazy too, because it actually looked like a pretty good shot. It actually went straight in too. It didn't like bounce up and rattle around and like. Lakers are coming back. I appreciate that, Kyle. I'm having a bad night myself. Like I said, I'm a positive person. People think I'm negative. I'm positive. We're going to come back. The Lakers are going to come back and win this game. We just hit the Baylor plus 250. CFL, David, I'm not sure yet. I like the over. I like the over in the Grey Cup, but I better do a weather check. I kind of lean with the Argonauts plus the points, to be honest. They're playing good football right now. All right, here come the Lakers. All right, Lakers are plus 330 on the money line. That's pretty juicy. They just missed a shot, though. Oh, they're plus 500 on the money line now because the Bulls just hit a shot. We're down 16, plus 500 on the money line. Here comes the standard Pepperdine comeback that'll fall short. Like this, what happened to us the other night. The standard Pepperdine fucking. Remember the other night? They just cut it to 5. They did this to us the other night, man. They were down by like fucking 20. They came all the way back to 1. We ended up losing in heartbreaking fashion. Here comes Pepperdine down by 5. You know what? They're plus 310 on the money line. I'd jump on that. I already have them, though. Now plus 250. They're going to come back and win. All right. All right. Good possession for the Lakers. You're not rushing a 3. Take it to the rack. Good move. Fuck. It's like they're bad. They did everything right except score. Like they took it to the rack, they missed, then they missed the putback. It's because they're not used to playing under there. Well, there's Lonzo Ball taking it to the rack, and he misses. No, not Lonzo, my bad. Holy motherfucking shit. Enough of your fucking, what's up with this thing, man? I got James Worthy talking during this game. I'm up to 15 again now. This game's frustrating. This game's frustrating. But that's, you know, our second half plays, like Jazz says, I'm the king of the late night. You know, second half over. Oral Roberts and Pepperdine looking very good. We hit the Baylor plus 250, looking good. Notre Dame, minus a half a point. Second half, looking good. They're up by 24. Pepperdine now down by 4 with 9 minutes left. It'd be nice to hit the wave on the way out here. Let's ride the wave, man. Except the over the Notre Dame game. I don't feel like it's getting there, but it's creeping up. They're at 152.5. We got a puncher's chance to hit the 155 still. Puncher's chance. Fuck. The Lakers over. I'm not feeling it. The in-game total is 199.5. I think our 211 is dead, man. I think our I'm looking up here. I don't mind having the players do the commentary for the game, but you guys aren't even talking about the game, and you got the game in this little box now. Fuck. Talking about James Worthy and who reminds him of him and shit. Why don't you interview James Worthy at the fucking half, all right? It's like TNT saying, you know what? This game's so fucking bad, man. Let's just fucking not even talk about it. I actually like their innovation. I'm not bitching for it. It's just weird. I'm just getting pissed off because of the play in the game. The Lakers can't get a stop and they can't score. It's a bad combo. It's a pretty bad combo. All right, so I like the Minnesota Vikings. We talk about that game. I like the Vikings. It'll be close. It'll be low scoring. I think the Vikings will creep it out. What about the total, though, in this game? The total is what? And here's a technical. The Bulls miss it, of course. Total for the Lions game and right now, 44.5. Interesting. They generally play to the under, these two teams. The series is 7-1 to the under in the last 8 times they've played. Specifically, this year it was 14-7. Last year, 16-13 and 22-16. I feel, you know, what's interesting about this, too, is NFL teams and players, they don't like the short week. They don't like the Thursday games. Yet, usually they're playing Thursday at night. You know, so now they're playing Thursday early. Now, the Detroit Lions do have somewhat of an advantage about this because they do this on a yearly basis. They're used to the Thursday, you know, tradition. They're used to this. I mean, listen, how do you bet a fucking under in this league anymore? You know, I got fucking screwed on Sunday night, man. I had over 47 in the Eagles-Cowboys game, and it lands at 46 because the Cowboys quit. What a train wreck, fuck. What a train wreck. You know, but the thing is, you look at the Detroit Lions, since that Sunday nighter when me and Big Man did the betcast, and you remember they played the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I had a big play on the over, and the fucking Detroit Lions got inside the red zone 5 times. They got 6 points. They got inside the 5-yard line fucking 3 times. They got 3 points out of that. It was a train wreck. Since then, they've scored 27 or more in every game. They scored 30 against Green Bay, 38 against Cleveland, 27 against Chicago. And one thing that we can look at, the Vikings defense is not showing cracks, but you can score a bit on them. You know, the Vikings scored 30 on them. You know, they held the Rams to 7 points last week. The Ravens scored 16. I think the under is the play, but I can't do it. I'll fucking lose. Like, I never win when I bet on unders, but it's probably a low-scoring game. Now, the next game, the Dallas Cowboys are being called out right now. And I'm sure the Chargers would wish that the fucking Philadelphia Eagles would shut the fuck up. Because the Chargers get the Cowboys this week, and it doesn't help if the Eagles keep ripping the Cowboys. Jay Ajayi said that the Dallas, Jay Ajayi, of course, Philadelphia Eagle running back, said that the Cowboys quit in the second half. That it was clear, it was obvious, and that the Cowboys had fucking tapped out and quit. That they gave up. Alshon Jeffrey said that it was way easier than they thought, and it was the easiest game that they fucking played, and basically insinuated the same thing, that they quit. You know, they weren't trying. Now, we saw the New York Giants get called out in a similar fashion, in which the Giants did quit against San Francisco. You know, there was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Janoris Jenkins didn't, chase someone down. You know, numerous players didn't attempt to tackle people. They quit. And they were really mercifully called out for it, and they responded by beating the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't know. What do the Dallas Cowboys have? Will they respond in this spot? If you look at the LA Chargers schedule from here on out, it's fucking very, very manageable. It's not out of the realm of possibility the Chargers go 10-6. And, one thing with the Chargers getting that big win against the Bills last week, the Chargers are used to this. Phillip Rivers' entire career has been him trying to put wins together at the end of the year to squeeze into the playoffs. And over the years, Phillip Rivers has been a great bet on quarterback, in late November into December. If the Chargers can get this game, they have the Browns next week. Now, what's the Chargers schedule? It's really easy. Yeah, they get the Browns next week in LA. The following week, they host the Washington Redskins, who will be beaten down and out of the playoffs by then. Then they go to the Chiefs. Tough game. They go to the Jets. Very winnable game. And then they host the Raiders. It's the playoffs sort of start on Thursday for the Chargers. Meanwhile, the Dallas Cowboys aren't going to the playoffs. It's a different scenario. The AFC is a joke. The AFC is like the Eastern Conference in the NBA. And the NFC is like the West right now. You're the Dallas Cowboys. You're fucked. You're not making the playoffs. You know you're not making the playoffs. It's impossible. How are you winning your division? You're fucking 4 games back with fucking 5 to go or 6 to go. You're going to win every game and then the Eagles are going to lose every game? No. And the Cowboys can't win without Sean Lee. Now, they do get Tyron Smith back. And that's going to make a difference. Now, Dave Malinsky brought this up, and, the Lakers cut it to 10. Malinsky brought this up. Dak Prescott's quarterback rating is 55 in the last 2 football games. They've been outscored 66-14. It almost seems too obvious that the Chargers are the play here, because the Cowboys could bounce back and show a little pride. Like we said, something that they didn't show on Sunday night. I do think there's going to be some points in this football game. I think that with Tyron Smith back, I think the Dallas Cowboy offense will be a little bit better. Dak will be a little bit better with the protector and, getting the protection. I think the over is the best bet in that game, to be honest with you. I think the Chargers beat them, but they're the Chargers, right? Let's be real. We've said this a million fucking times before, and on a weekly basis, you will win this. I don't know why I just don't put $2,000 every Sunday on a Detroit Charger 7-point teaser. Every week. It's the same shit. What if you would have done it last week, you would have won. If you would have gone last week before, you would have won. Both the Chargers and the Lions are the same team. All right? Except the Lions are a little better. They seem to win more. But, the Chargers will be right in the game. It'll be a close game. It'll be a high-scoring game. The Lions will be right in the game. It'll be a close game. It'll be a low-scoring game. You take the Detroit Lions plus 10, and you take the LA Chargers plus fucking 7. It'll be a pick 'em by kickoff. You've got a winner right there. It's not that the Cowboys can't move the ball without Zeke. It's without Tyron Smith is even more of a killer for them. All right, Lakers down by 9. But I think Dallas's offense will be better and will be able to move the ball on the Chargers. And Phillip Rivers and the Chargers offense is starting to get healthier now. Chargers always have injury problems, right? Keenan Allen is good, is a load to deal with. Melvin Gordon's been good. And the Dallas Cowboys have been fucking shredded by good running backs. We talk about it without Sean Lee. Look, the Dallas Cowboys with Sean Lee, how many free throws can you miss in a row, fuckface? For fuck's sakes, man. You get free throws and you miss the first 2 of them. Like, are you an NBA fucking team, for fuck's sakes? I've seen better games in the fucking park, fuck. All right, here come the Lakers. And 1. I'm telling you. Fucking Lakers got up to plus 500 on the money line when they were down. Now the Lakers are plus 170. I'm not getting a good number, but Lakers are going to come back and win this game. The thing with the Lakers is they're a real energy team. And now there's some energy in the building. Suddenly they were flat before. There's energy in the building. The players are getting into it. They're actually sweating. Before the Lakers weren't sweating. Randall's busting his balls here. Notre Dame's absolutely murdering LSU now. It's 82-48. We're going to fall just short as far as the total is concerned. Pepperdine and Oral Roberts are tied at 70 with 4 minutes remaining. Boom. Pepperdine up 72-70. Let's go Wave. See, the Lakers are going to come back and win this game. I believe they will. I should have clicked it plus 500, but fuck, man. It got up to, when they hit that throw. You know, it's funny. I was about to click the plus 350 when they were down 13, but Chicago hit a 3 to make it, to go up 16. And then I'm like, I already have the Lakers too. Am I really going to chase this just to be stupid here? I think the Chargers beat them. I think the Chargers win a close one. Let's go 27-24. All right, Bulls just missed the shot too. Lakers need to score here, really get the crowd going. 13-4 run, last 3 minutes for the Lakers. 3 ball. Boom, misses, but they put it in. There you go, rebound. Lakers down by 4. Lakers bench is up and standing. Crowd's into it. Yeah, they should do Dirk a favor and just let him fucking trade him. Let Dirk play it out for the Spurs on the way out or something. All right, here come the Lakers again. 3 ball. 73-72. You guys notice what's happening here with the Lakers right now? The Lakers are going on a massive run right now without Lonzo Ball on the floor. It's not, let's be real. It's not rocket science what's going on here. You get Lonzo off the fucking floor, and suddenly the Lakers are fucking outscoring them fucking 16-4. I said it before the year started. I have nothing against Lonzo Ball, but Lonzo Ball's not ready to be a starter in the NBA. He's putting his team at a disadvantage. Lonzo should be coming off the bench in little spurts. Build the kid's confidence up. Like I said, they're better when he's not on the floor. It's a problem. What do you mean settle down? It's a fucking fact, Jacob. They're a better team when he's not on the floor. Everyone fucking knows it. Exactly. He's not ready. I agree with Kyle. He should have stayed another year, and the Lakers are mismanaging this by starting him. He's not, you got to baby him in. You're going to destroy his confidence. He's getting beaten up all the fucking time. I'm not a Lonzo Ball hater. I think the kid will be a decent NBA player, but he's not ready to be a starting point guard in the NBA right now. Exactly. Jordan Clarkson, it's criminal how this guy doesn't get more minutes. He's instant fucking points, this guy. He scores like a point a fucking minute. I told you know what? I agree. What up? You're yeah, we're on I'm on the Lakers. No, you were never in. GFFG. Get the fuck out of here. That's exactly right, Rich Banks. No, Tatum's got no shot at Rookie of the Year. Ben Simmons, give him the fucking prize, man. Ben Simmons, 14. He's minus 1,400 right now to win Rookie of the Year. Ben Simmons is the overwhelming Rookie of the Year candidate. Oh, there you go, Lakers. Let's go. I know. Hey, Stooch, they're getting lazy. It's unbelievable. Hey, we got a Steve Stucci. We've got Stucci, and we've got Stooch the man. Am I on Turkey Day regular? Yes, sir. We'll be here Thursday night. We'll be here Thursday night. Ooh, Boise State, Fresno State. Nice. Mario Martinez. Good football game. Oh, Bulls hit a 3. 78-74. That over 200's way in play right now. In-game total, 204.5. They're already at 152. I'll grab the over 204.5 here. I am. 202.5. I'm going to grab it right now. I just grabbed over 202.5. Oh, fuck off. And they don't want to accept it. They accepted at 203.5 because Bobby Portis put it back. Fuck off. All right, Pepperdine's up 76-72. Let's go, Pepperdine. And we got over 79 in the second half. They've got 75 with 106 left. I think we can hit both. Let's get it. It's pretty much a common thing right now. We just sort of sweep the fucking card on the end of the night, you know. But unfortunately, the fucking Mac. Yeah, I didn't like these Mac games tonight either, fuck. Fucking shit-ass fucking college football board tonight, man. It's got screwed, fuck. Boise, you know, really, Ball State, you're on the 3 fucking yard line, 2 yard line. You guys can't score a touchdown? I fell for it in the chat, too, when someone said they scored because I knew they were on the 2 yard line. I saw the screen. But like I said, I also knew all fucking night these sports websites have been fucking around with the sports, with the updates. Earlier in the night, ESPN said Akron were up 30-7. I believed them for a second. I believe them. You know, because Akron actually scored a touchdown right near the end of the half. All right, they scored it. It was like 4 to get to 14. And or whatever to get to, whatever they got to at the half. They did score a touchdown, but ESPN put up like 2 touchdowns. So I thought there was a fumble or a return or something. And ESPN was wrong. I go to CBS. CBS has been fucked all week. Like, go to, let me see it right now. CBS, we'll see if these fuckheads have fixed this. Oh, they did. It's a miracle. Oh, ever since college basketball started, CBS's fucking scoreboard's been whacked out. It's the first time I was like, you know what? You guys are pretty useless for a big company that you haven't figured it out, that your fucking website doesn't work for like 5 days. So yeah, the Charger game's going to go over. I think the Cowboys will score some points. Dak Prescott will be better that he's got Tyron Smith back. The Cowboys were humiliated and embarrassed. This is the thing that worries me about loading up on the Chargers here. The Cowboys were fucking embarrassed. And as I started this little rant by stating, if you're the Chargers, the last thing you need is the Philadelphia Eagles continuously talking about how the fucking Cowboys are a bunch of gutless quitters. Fuck. It's just going to motivate them. You know, but if the Chargers can come out fast and score a couple of quick touchdowns, it'll put pressure on Dallas and it'll put some pressure on the Pokes, and they might not respond well. As far as the Giants and the Redskins game is concerned, I actually like the Giants. You know, we always talk about this. The NFC East is a division where they match up with each other, and it's always the same results. Pepperdine's up 77-74 right now with 21 seconds left. I need fucking 2 points to get a push on this total, or 1 point for a push, 2 for a win. Should be another point here. 80-74 Chicago, 10 minutes left. Lakers on the free throw line. Yeah, Lonzo Ball still not on the floor. Yeah, like you know, if Luke Walton, you know, if he's coaching to win this game, then Lonzo's not going to see the court again, I guess. 3-ball Lakers. Except what I don't understand is Lonzo's not learning anything by getting dominated as a starter, and then he's too shit to play when the game's on the line. You're better off taking him off the bench, mixing him in, giving him his minutes. If the game's a blowout, let him play more. If it's close, get him off the floor. Luke Walton, you're doing a bad job bringing Lonzo up here. And I'm surprised because I have respect for Rob Pelinka. I thought Pelinka would be better than he is too. Boom, Lakers. Boom. Tie game. 80-80. See, the Lakers bench is going jumping around like high school kids now, which I'd say settle down. Settle down, Lakers. It's like, Luke Walton, get some control of this fucking thing. Like, yeah, I want to see enthusiasm, but that's your problem. You got a bunch of fucking wild kids on your team. You got to, like, you know, let's get some discipline here. You know, like I said, I agree with LeVar Ball. Like, even LeVar Ball said, get your shit together here. Be harder on these guys. And the Lakers are now minus 165 favorites. Lakers now minus 165 favorites. Fucking son of a bitch. Why didn't fucking I grab that before? Like I said, I was going to click when it was plus 330, when they were down 13. I said, they'll come back. They'll come back. And then, boom, the Bulls hit 16, and then I pussied out. And I'm like, well, I already have them. I already have them. You grabbed the plus 550, Stucci. Good job. I already had the Lakers, so I got them at plus 170. No, I don't think they can, Kyle. I don't think they can. I got to be honest with you. Last year, I lost a lot of money thinking that they could. $78.74 Pepperdine right now. Oh, shit, 78-76. So, Cash, put another winner on the board. We told you over 79 second half. They're at 81 right now. Holy fuck. It's going to be 78-77 in a second here. Thank God I played the money line. I got Pepperdine money line, minus 165. Nothing's easy with Pepperdine. 78-76, 6 seconds remaining. Oral Roberts is going to have to foul the Waves, though, here. So Pepperdine will go to the free throw line. Depending on when you bet this, what number you got, man, I saw it was -1. It closed at 3.5. It was all over the place all day, this fucking game. The money kept on coming in on Pepperdine as the night closed. Notre Dame second half. Notre Dame second half hits. It's been a nice night of some plus money here. No goal in the Columbus game, plus 240. Baylor, plus 250. We're sort of chipping away and getting our football misses back. The Lakers would be real nice to win this game, though. Oh, fuck off. They missed the free throw and they get the rebound. It's 81-80 right now for the Bulls with 9 minutes left. We grabbed that over. Pepperdine in possession. What's going on here? 5 seconds left. Are you going to fucking foul them or what? Foul them. All right, Pepperdine going to the free throw line. 78-76. 6 seconds left. You got to hit at least one of these, man. Hit them both, and Oral Roberts can't fucking tie it with a 3. Because you know they're probably going to tie it with a 3. Just hit them both, fuck. All right, he hits the first one, 79-76. Pepperdine. Travel. Pepperdine up by 4 with 6 seconds left. Pepperdine win by 4. They even get the cover for everyone. Pepperdine win by 4, 80-76, and we hit the second half over, motherfuckers. That's how we roll in the late night. Nothing but winners on the West Coast. Oh, fuck off, man. I take the over now. No one can hit a fucking shot. In-game total still 199.5, though. The pace is slowed down, and both teams just suck. They just both keep missing. 83-80 right now. 7.5 left.
Turned out to be a really good game. You see Lonzo Ball frustrated when he came out of the game. I don't know if you guys got a chance to see, but you could just see the frustration on his face. This is the time where you got to get out of you.
Yeah, remember I told you guys last week, and a lot of people don't care about trends like this, but I told you guys last week that every team that's played against the Houston Texans has lost the following game. And, of course, the LA Rams were in that spot. Now, this week, it would be the Arizona Cardinals who will lose. Every fucking team that's played the Houston Texans has gone on to lose the following game. It's now 9-0. The fucking Lakers are rushing shots and missing shots. And the Bulls are making shots. Suddenly a 7-point game. Get your shit together here. 7-0 run by the Bulls. 87-80. In-game total 199.5.
Caldwell Pope and fall back in. And Lakers only one timeout left.
Oh, we got some field hockey. See Johnny Kicknuts asking for any late night degenerate action. Yeah, Germany and South Korea field hockey. That's pretty degenerate. All right, boom. 3-ball Lakers. Oh, it was Lonzo. Lonzo. Lonzo hits a 3, but now just gets scorched on defense right on the other side. You see, they just went right over him. Like, he just doesn't know how to defend. Oh, fuck off. Fucking loose ball foul on the Lakers. Got some badminton, man. These chicks are going out of here. It's quite the rally. Well, the Lakers are back up to 320 right now. All right, we'll take our last break of the evening. I wanted to end the show a little earlier this evening, or at least not at 1. I got a lot of shit I got to do overnight here. I've been going a little bit too late recently. Once again, my schedule is getting fucked up, but we started the game together. We'll end the game together. So, yeah, we'll hang out to the end of the Laker game. Come on, LA. 89-83 with 5:50 left.
See it from that angle. But now all of a sudden, 5:50 to go. Do you take the chance of leaving him out there, Smitty easy, or looks like they did. They forwarded. They take forward and go Jerry Grant, and I think you go stay just a couple minutes.
Yeah, Cam can devour food, but he's not a power eater. Like Cam doesn't. Cam fills up. He's getting older. Cam's stomach has got some wear and tear over the years. So Cam can pound shit back incredibly fast. But although Cam did win a chicken wing contest a few years ago against like football players. Oh, how do you miss that, Lopez? You can't miss that. Fuck. Fucking Lopez missing fucking layups, man.
That's a really good pass there. They're able to get the gather by Lopez in the finish. But it's a big stretch here for the Bulls. 6-point lead when Dunn went to the bench. I think the Lopez
Lopez made up for it.
I don't want to say it was a Euro. That was more Antarctic. That was. We're going to get an offensive foul with the hook there.
All right, Lakers have a little run left in them here. Let's go.
It looked a little crazy at first, didn't it? It looked slow. Yeah. What were you going to say now, Dave? I was going to say, 4 minutes to go. What did Zoe do to get the Lakers a better offense? I think the ball movement's there, and that's what you want to do. The thing about it with a guy like Paul, his natural instinct is to be a facilitator, so that's going to bode well for this group. I think he's just got to make sure they got good ball movement. And if he's got opportunities to be aggressive. Yes, and that's on both ends. I think in any players for him is, to put your imprint on his game. I mean, he can grab a rebound.
Oh.
Because he knows the game.
Fuck, man.
Just try to take some chances.
The Lakers are like watching a college team. It really is. It's like a college team. Fuck.
In a steady flow, and this guy's the right shot in the right spot.
They miss layups. They miss free throws. Like, you know, they'll have 2-on-1s, but they fucking travel. It's like watching college. Fuck a bad college team. Like, come on, man. There you go. Fuck, you do everything right, but the shot, fuck, sucks. Look, every time someone misses a three, the rebound bounces back to half court. It's such a bad shot. And one. I swear to God, guys, I've never fucking seen in my life, and I watch basketball every night, I've never seen a game where the ball, watch every missed three-point shot, the rebound comes back to the three-point line. Like, a good missed three, like, doesn't rattle off and, like, bounce all the way back to half court. Like, these guys are tossing such big fucking bricks that the ball just, like, watch. Every missed three, the ball just, like, bounces, like, fucking 20 feet in the air back.
It's also just amazing to see the improvement from year one and Brandon Ingram to year two. I mean, he looks like a completely different player. There's the ball. Back in the game.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, Heat, let's go. Oh.
This is one thing that the Lakers have done a little better in the second half because the defense has improved. They've been able to get out guys and transition a little bit in attack.
That's the thing. The Lakers don't have a go-to guy here either. Who's your go-to guy? I trust Lopez the most, or Ingram.
We set up an obstacle course to demonstrate Bridgestone's Blizzak WSA tires. The advanced engineering of our batter stuff just stopped leaking on ice.
Wow. Yeah, we're not done yet.
That tablet you wanted seemed pretty expensive. So I got you one no one's ever heard of.
Don't shop like everybody else. Shop eBay for the best deals on the best brands. eBay.
Welcome back, players only here. We got a freezing game down the stretch. And that's going to have us thinking a little bit about game ball. There's a few different options depending on how this one turns out.
We love the fans to tweet us at Players Only, and obviously to see who they think should get this game ball or a prize. We've been switching it up, and who should get it. And I'm looking forward to it. I think that's leading candidates for me, but I think it's still going to come down to who wins. Wait for it. Chris Dunn points, dimes, rebound, blocks, all around game.
He is definitely in the conversation of how well he played.
Tim Hansen.
Yeah. Outcome may have something to do with it. Outcome of the game may have something to do with it.
I'm going to challenge Chef Tim Hansen to see if he can outcook 3D on the grill.
There we go.
Nice pass, but done.
Oh, yeah. Boom. Lakers up by 4.
You can see right now the Bulls are a little bit on their heels offensively. Yes, he did. He shot that.
Oh, sorry. They're up by 5 now, too.
Yeah, come on, let's go.
Oh.
I like that one. I love the big guy. I think it's better ball. We make a better shot. You know when every one shooter said we make that one anytime. You know what I love about Jay? Yeah, that one. You say not a bad. Good activity defensively, and that's good recognition. Lopez moving his feet and then denying the quickness of Dunn there on the attack.
Interesting right now, both coaches with just one timeout. Minute 49 to go.
Only 8 tenths on the shot clock here for the Bulls.
Good box out by Randall. Good goal here.
Oh! Oh! The comeback money train. $97.92 with 132 left. I don't know if we're going to get our 203.5 though.
Still plenty of time here for the Bulls.
97.93. These big money lines on the way out though. Fuck, there was a chance again. Now the Lakers are minus 700. The Bulls are worth the look. I swear to God, this shit's like a stock market, man. You can get both teams at plus money. But it's only worth it if you're betting like fucking big units. Boom. All right, good shit. 99.94. Let's get this over home, fuck, somehow. At least the in-game over. 99.94, 112 remaining. Chicago Bulls with the ball. Taking a long time here to figure out what they want to do. You guys realize you're losing, right? You got to hurry up, fuck. What are you doing, man? Fucking, they milked the shot clock like a stupid young team, fuck. They miss a 3. And the Bulls quit. The Bulls aren't even fouling. Like, it's such bad basketball. You have a minute and a half left. You milked the 24, so you got one shot off. That was your big stand. How are you not fouling? And the Bulls quit. Greg Anthony says, oh, the Bulls are going to have to foul. Yeah, what, with 24 seconds left? Like, wow. Like, this is professional shit. You have a minute and 32 seconds left. You're down by 5. You managed to get one 3-point shot off. You didn't foul. You milked the clock. You had the ball for 24 seconds, and you shot with 1 second left, down 5. Then you let the Lakers pass it around for a minute, and you decide to foul with 24 seconds left, down 5. The Lakers might cover the spread here. Lakers now up 6. Fucking pisses me off, though, that the Bulls are so shit that fucking we can't hit the in-game over now, too. Like, what are you doing? The Lakers are a shitty free throw shooting team. You got to fucking foul, coach. Figure it out. Now they're doing this little charade here where they'll foul. Yeah, good for you. You'll be down 102-94. You'll go down the court. You'll take a shot. You'll miss, and you'll quit. This is why the Bulls are a fucking one-win team on the road this year. And the Lakers blow and the Bulls choke this away. Oh, and of course he misses the free throw. Fuck me, man.
They've had a lot of different guys step up and key portions of the game.
He misses them both. Fucking idiot. How do you miss 2 fucking free? It's like, fuck, man. Oh, at least we hit the Lakers money line. But we got him at plus 170. Lakers, looks like the Lakers could cover. They're now up by 7. You never know. The Bulls could hit a 3 here. All right, Chicago, go down the court, take your shot, and then quit. Fucking assholes. Yeah, good job taking your time. Like, are you guys like fucking on Valiums, man? Like, are you guys all popped up on Percocet or something? Like, do you not understand the concept of you're losing the fucking game, that you can't take your fucking time? Like, what part of this don't you guys fucking understand? It's fucking comical. It's like the Bulls are losing by 5 and they're passing it around. Fuck. There's your nice little air ball to end the game. And the Lakers cover. Unbelievable. The Lakers are going to the free throw, and I'm going to lose this in-game total by like 2 points because the Chicago Bulls can't score a basket in the last 2 fucking minutes.
Once the league is back, it's going to make a world of difference for this group offensively. So maybe, do you think there's a chance that this Lakers team make the postseason? 8-10 right now.
I'm going to have to watch some fucking porn or something to fucking like erase the memory of this game. like, I'm going to have to watch like some gruesome, violent video on fucking YouTube now. I'm going to watch Faces of Death to fucking erase this game. This was the worst NBA game of the year. Nice job, Ron Blake. Congratulations. Hey, at least we won. Hey, plus 170 money line. Good job, Teddy B. Look at that tonight. Taking a chance with plus money stuff. You know, we took a chance with the plus 240 in the soccer game. No goal happened. We took a chance. Baylor only down 5. They were plus 250. We fucked up, man. When the Lakers were down 13, I thought they could come back and then down 16, but I already had them, and I pussied out. I didn't grab that plus 500. We ended up grabbing a plus 170 when they were down 8 or something. Yeah, I wanted that in-game over too, Adam. We can't get it all, though, bro, huh? Yeah, congratulations, Run Blade. Yeah, the Vancouver cannot. Well, we swept the board in the NHL tonight, 3-0. Everything, our picks have been great. You know, though, the MAC tonight was pathetic. We lost the MAC. That's what. If we just could have hit 1 or 2 fucking bets in the MAC more, we would be up big units right now. If ends and butts were candies and nuts. But hey, nothing, I'm not complaining. We all won on the way out here. Good stuff. There's nothing really on the way out here either, guys. There's badminton. And you know me, I'm a degenerate, and even I don't bet badminton. Beach volleyball. Esports. VC gaming. They're minus 200. They're probably going to win, though. They're pretty good, VC gaming. Minus 200 against Mineski. Yeah, well, we're going to take it. A little esport on the way out. This is for the real degenerates if you want. This is Dota. Perfect World Masters. We're going VC gaming. They're minus 200, but I think they get it done. There's some late night tennis, but I don't bet this late night fucking overnight like international tennis bullshit. Bangalore. I don't even know where Bangalore is. Fuck. And not Bangladesh. I know Bangladesh. Bangalore. I guess Bangalore must be in India, I'm assuming. Yeah. It must be. Pranesh Gusarawan is playing. You know what? he is up. I see the video here. There's no one in the stands. Literally, there's no one there. And I'm not saying like there's a couple of people there. I mean, there's nobody there. Like this tennis is so low. It's real tennis. It's like the qualifications. It's like these guys are the 4,000 ranked player in the world type shit. It's a real event, but there's no one there. There's just a judge. Fuck. There's just two dudes playing on a fucking court with a judge. You know, it's official. Pranesh is up 3-0, and he's serving here. He's minus 600 to win the match, and he's 2,500 to win the first set against Mark Polmans. I can't even spell this guy's fucking name, man. Pranesh Gunnarswaran. I want to look him up. All right, I want to bet sets here, total sets. Yeah, let's go 2 sets. Fuck, it was minus 200. That's 225. He's going to win the first set. He's minus 5,000 to win the first set. So we just got to hope that this Mark Polmans guy realizes that, hey, I'm an American, I'm in Bangalore, and this shit ain't ending well. I better go back to my room before Mick Aussie and his fucking goons come fucking kidnap me. Mark Polmans. Not a good, I can't believe that I say Mick Aussie. Mark Polmans is Australia. It's like he was the Australian boys doubles titles champion. Yeah, this is in India. Bangalore is in India. Yeah, Mark Polmans. What's his ranking? He's the 322nd ranked player in the world. 322nd ranked player in the world. And Pranesh, what are you, Pranesh? Fuck. He's only the 253rd ranked player in the world. He's won $44,000 this year. Fuck. I think Big Man's won more than that betting on college basketball. You know you're betting on lowbrow tennis shit when the motherfucker's only won $86,000 in his career. He's been playing since 2003. Like, no, sorry. When did he start? Yeah, we're betting some lowbrow shit here. He's up 4-0 now, though. See, I bet 2 sets in this Mark Polmans Pranesh Gunnarswaran. I bet fucking VC Gaming in this esport. Fuck. Germany and South Korea. The in-game total was just fucking fuck. I knew Germany was going to score. Son of a bitch. Oh, we got some hockey, some MHL. MHL is like KHL, but in Russia, but it's like the minor league, but under 20 MHL. Serbsky against Reactor. Serbsky. We're betting on fucking Siberian hockey now. Fuck. No, I'm not betting on that. No, I'm out. That's it. You want late night degenerate bets? I just gave you 2. Fuck. VC Gaming and Mark Pullmans and Pranesh Gunnar Swaran. 2 sets. I say it goes 2 sets. I need fucking Pranesh to win in fucking 2 sets. And with that, we wrap things up. Tomorrow we'll go hard. Yeah, that's it, Grinch. That's the guy's name. Tomorrow we'll go hard. Tomorrow night we'll break down all these Thursday, Thanksgiving Day games. We'll have some props and everything. Good to see you, Walter Trotter, Lastman, Grinch, Shano, Amar, Johnny Kicknuts in LA, Van Fob in Vancouver, Runblade, JSS. Michael's asking about the games tomorrow. I got to do some fucking I got to do some research overnight here and look at the lines, bro. I'll have some picks tomorrow on the Fantasy Sports Television Network. I'm on the radio tomorrow, Fantasy Sports Radio, fantasysports.com/radio at noon. We're all over the place. iHeartRadio, Alexa, fucking Google, all that bullshit. I'm on TV at 2. Check out Donnie Rightside, Big Man on Campus, and Babano and everybody tomorrow. And we'll be with you tomorrow night breaking down. We'll hit those Thursday games hard, the football games. And what do we have in the NBA tomorrow night? Has to be more fucking games after this fucking card tonight. Yeah, we got a full game and a full slate. Full slate of NBA basketball. My Raptors, 4-point favorites at the Knicks. Clippers are a shit show. They can't win. Ooh, big game tomorrow night is the Warriors and the Thunder. Nuggets, Rockets. Lakers, Kings. Yeah, the Kings could be in a good spot, actually, after this Laker game. Suns, Bucks tomorrow night. Bulls and the Jazz. Jazz will fuck the Bulls up tomorrow night. The Bulls now going to Utah, playing in that altitude after melting down tonight. Bad spot for the Bulls, but we'll break it down tomorrow. Other than that, you're on your own. May the winners be yours. Later.